art.
Not art. I just thought they were like quotes and thing like.
From who?
How sharp they were, man. Like, I don't know.
Are we live?
Nope. So Brent's like a philosopher.
Brent, I really appreciate this work behind the scenes, man. That's like
Thank you.
command station.
What just happened? So it's not even working.
Oh God.
The system's been against us this week, boy.
How is it?
Well, against Brent, but you know, I'm trying to make us a team.
See, it has been bugging out. I think it's because the thing sucked me.
I'll say stuff you can't even do nothing about on your side.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
That's annoying. Worst timing. Is it cool to sit, drink on there? By the way? Thank you. Just water.
Hold on. We swear, drinking is fine.
Water, you know. Rich was joking. I had to watch it back yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What did you test him on?
I think YouTube even said to him, "Oh, what's your favorite like swallow?"
Stop it, he did not get that wrong.
He said jollof.
Rich is not a traditional man. I've known this man from the sandbox.
No, he didn't.
You
No, but you know what is?
Yeah, forever.
Okay, yeah.
No, but you can't say jollof is the worst answer.
It's almost like the stereotypical answer.
No, but it's swallow.
Exactly.
It's either pounded jam, amala, fufu,
About all them things.
about all them things. Man,
For-
says jollof rice.
Richard does not eat that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, but everyone knows what's like. They can't ask what your favorite swallow is, and you say jollof rice. That's not swallow.
Richard does not eat that stuff.
Yeah, he probably
Richard
wasn't
does not eat that
Of
stuff.
course, clearly it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're live.
Yeah, he failed.
All
man.
right.
Woefully failed. All right, good morning, people. It is Thursday, the 17th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by you guys, the culture. And let's get to know who our hosts are for today.
It's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation. Big Mars from the east side of the bridge. Good morning, people.
It is your favorite shade queen, Martin Royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. And of course, the melanin's jam-packed.
That is right. We have one of our lovely listeners from the community. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, guys. My name's Paul Wale from the chat. I was
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I think it's Von that says power.
How did that come about?
I don't even know. And then I think
But had every funky thing is Von.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't mind it. I actually quite like it. It's like, yeah.
It does have a nice ring to it now. I feel like it's sticking. That's your thing
I
now.
think so. Yeah.
How's everyone doing though?
Not too bad.
Yeah, we're all right, man. We're good, man.
Not
Had a
bad.
bit of a nightmare getting here this morning, man, because I should have taken the tube, but I stupidly drove and I got caught in rush hour traffic.
Oh yeah, there's a certain time there's a window in which you got to leave to get here in good time. But to be fair, you wouldn't have known. We found out the hard way.
Yeah, next time, man, definitely I'll be much earlier. So I'm sorry
Love
about
that.
that, guys.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, question of the day today. If you could be any leader in the world, first of all, pause. You're not allowed to say yourself.
Okay.
Because I know how you are. You're not allowed to say yourself. If you could be any leader in the world, who would you choose and why?
Damn, it's on you, yeah. I want to hear this agenda. Go on.
There's a few people.
And
out there.
he's in the military top too. Let's do this leadership.
It might be the most honourable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
I knew it.
Why? Why? Because I think, obviously, there were so many different forces at play, right, that messed up the relationship between him and Malcolm, right? But I think I would have made it my life's mission at that point to heal that rift, innit? Bring the two forces together
Yeah.
and change the world, man.
Yeah.
They never would have killed Malcolm if he
He
was
were
able to
to
get back into
vehicle.
the nation.
Yeah.
When I say they, I don't mean the nation, I mean
No, we know
the
they.
white man.
We
Okay,
know.
okay.
We know who they are. We know. I can't think of many. I'd be Margaret Thatcher.
Okay.
I know it's a bit controversial, but I really like her. She's a bad bee. I really like her. Margaret Thatcher is a woman. What is it used to call her? The strong.
The Iron Maiden.
This is it.
The Northerners hate her, you know.
They do.
Yes.
I get why. I studied history. I studied her in school. She's the reason why I got an A. In A-level history, I'm very proud of that. But yeah, I really like her. I like the fact that she was a principled woman. She was the first prime minister. Sis was just about her shit. I love that about her. She's a very principled woman. I like people that are principled. Yeah, I'll be Margaret Thatcher.
Very intelligent woman, man.
Very intelligent. Very intelligent. I still hate the way she was snaked.
100%.
It was out of order, man.
100%.
Oh, was she snaked?
Basically, they all had like a private situation, private meeting, and they just voted against her. So then she thought she had allies,
Yeah.
and everyone that she thought was her friend, to her face, they were like, "Nope, we don't believe in your leadership anymore. We're out."
There was warning signs though.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? And I think she kind of just went ahead with certain things instead of
Yeah.
taking advice of these people that previously she kind of did. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I feel like as a leader, it can get tricky. You can't take everyone's feelings and such into consideration. We'll be a mess. End up being a mess anyway. She's voted out, so that was silly. Yeah, she's who I pick.
I would pick
I'm trying to think
one of the great Khans, the greatest one, Genghis.
Farrakhan.
Genghis Khan.
The Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See? It's working. It's coming. It's coming.
I was talking about Genghis Khan and you're talking about Farrakhan.
There's only one that matters.
Yeah, no, them times there seemed fun. And obviously, I think he might have had like one of the biggest empires in world history. You know what I'm trying to say? He conquered a lot of the world on horseback. You get me?
On horseback.
He did. I'm just telling you the facts. He conquered a lot of the world on horseback. You get me? He just conquered the world, spread his seed. It's a lifestyle that I can get with. You get what I'm trying to say? So definitely, I think I would have been Genghis Khan.
Paul?
I literally, my mind's gone blank. Like for the last 5 minutes, I've been trying to think of someone, but no one's really come to mind. So you guys are about to come back to me.
Take Al Sharp. Just take Al Sharp then.
Al Sharpton. That's it. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, there you go. I mean, yeah, he's kind of, is he similar to, in kind of same realm as Farrakhan?
No.
This is,
not.
let's go.
No, sorry, my bad, sorry. I should have.
Let's go.
Okay, sorry. No,
I get why you're saying it because obviously during the civil rights era, they both existed at the same
You
time.
must have been nice to
That's
guess.
what I mean. Yes, you
You
got what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But in terms of, all right then, there's only one that matters. Al Sharpton's worked for the FBI. He's done certain things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Snitch.
It's facts. I'm just saying the facts. You know what I'm saying? Just saying the facts.
Yeah, Mark, none of us could have said that. It's because you're a guest. You man's being nice to you.
Okay, sorry.
You don't do them things. Brent?
The greatest leader of men ever lived and still lives.
Jesus.
William Wallace.
Jesus, Hans.
Great film.
Such an egg.
Great film. 100%.
Joker.
Great film.
Oh,
This guy.
dear. What a mess.
Nah, it's gotta be Jesus, man.
Period. Well, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. But first of all, definitely like the video. Drop on your timelines as well while we're live. This is the top of the show. Let's do all that great stuff. And let's get into our headlines.
All right, so our first headline, an update of situation that's happening in Northern Ireland, where detectives are investigating possible criminality linked to a major police service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, data leak of officers' details, and they pretty much arrested a man on suspicion of all of this, right? This 39-year-old was arrested on suspicion of collection of information likely to be useful to terrorists after searching Lurgan, County Armagh, and is being questioned by detectives at Musgrave Serious Crime Suite in Belfast, right? Last week, the PSNI revealed a document had mistakenly been shared online for about 3 hours. in response to a Freedom of Information request, which included the names of about 10,000 officers and civilian staff members. Details released included the surname and the first initial of every employee, their rank or grade, where they're based, and the unit they actually work in, right? Earlier this week, the PSNI Chief Constable, Simon Byrne, said he believed the information was in the hands of dissident Republicans. Documents from the leak have been posted on the wall near a Sinn Féin office in Belfast. Officers have expressed concern for their safety in Northern Ireland, where police face a terrorist threat level assessed as severe, meaning that an attack is highly likely. A threat management assessment group has been set up by the PSNI for those concerned about the risks. It had 1,200 referrals by Friday evening. Next headline. I'm not too sure if you guys heard about this yet. This Crooked House pub. Did you guys hear about it?
No.
It'll make sense. Well, I'm not too sure if the headline goes into as much detail, but basically, right, this, I think it's meant to be the UK's most crooked building, right? It's a weird type of thing, right? It's been there for bare long. And basically, they recently sold it, right? 2 days later, there was a fire. And now it's been destroyed.
What?
Yeah.
Is it a historical building?
It's kind of seen as that now, but I don't think it's one of those proper like heritage grade 2 listed type things. But it's, yeah. No, that's not it. It's it's more crooked than this, bro.
More crooked than this?
Yeah.
That's
like,
wild.
It's crooked like this and like this.
So it's a pub fight.
No. Like literally, they sold the pub. Right?
So was it an insurance job or something?
That's exactly what I thought.
So
basically.
what happened?
So they sold the pub, right?
Yeah.
2 days later, the pub was just on fire, destroyed.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit.
Yeah.
So they sold the pub.
Yeah.
So who's gonna get the money? The new owners.
Exactly.
That's an arson. That's a crime.
Innit?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, they
But
did
yeah.
that shit. Allegedly. Are they white though?
Yeah, I think
Oh, that's
so.
all right
This isn't, yeah.
Not a black problem.
But basically, that's led to this particular headline, right? So basically, an MP has told a public meeting he will pursue a law granting better protection for heritage venues. Oh, is heritage site?
What, that?
Nah.
Brent's
Okay,
just
if one
finding
goes to
all
a
the
pub like
crooked buildings in the country.
You know, I may get the
This
name.
is in the news.
Oh, it's in the news now?
It actually might be that because
Yeah.
It says
I
owners
didn't-
links what?
I didn't see it from that angle.
What's the headline on that?
Crooked House owners links to previous major fire.
Yeah, it might be that one. If you see the angle I saw, yeah, it looks mad. But yeah,
Imagine being drunk in that kind of pub. Is it a house or a pub?
it's a pub.
You think like the house is falling on you. That'd be lit though.
Any pubs got houses on top of them now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's like a flat apartments
Yeah.
and stuff.
We're standing on the wrong side of the wonkiness.
You can't even put your,
I'm being
you can't even put your tea on the table.
You can't even put your lay down.
But yeah,
cool game.
an MP has told a public meeting that he will pursue a law granting better protection for heritage venues in the name of a pub which was demolished after a fire. So after 100 people attended the meeting after the 18th century
It's
Crooked
got to
House,
be this.
that's the one.
It's the same one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never saw it from the other angle. That's why. But yeah, about
It's
100
weird.
people. Go on.
That'd be cool to go in
You
there,
know,
though.
Even the
I feel
windows.
like I was tilting my head, but I don't think. No.
See the curtains?
I'd want to slap
Yeah.
from the top to the bottom.
Eh?
I'd want to slap from the top
I'm
to the
thinking I'll
bottom.
be shook to
That'd be
drink
a
in there
lit
because that
game.
looks like that can come down any second.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to be on a skateboard and be at the top, the high point, and go all the way down. That'd be so lit when I'm drunk. If I make it, I get a beer. That's lit.
It's crazy.
That's a fun game. Oh, that's a shame.
Where was this, by the way?
This is in Dudley North.
Okay.
Yeah, near Dudley. Yeah. And like I was saying, it was destroyed less than 2 days after the fire, right? So it got bought, got fired, right? Then it got destroyed. after
And
the
there's a
fire.
it's a protected building.
Yeah. So, Marco Longi, who's the Conservative MP for Dudley North, said that he would love to see a crooked house law protect other venues from the same fate. The fire is being treated as arson. So the MP pledged to bring the matter to Michael Gove, who's the Secretary of State for Levelling Up Housing and Communities, as soon as the Parliament reconvened in September. The pub, which is known for its sloping walls and floor, was bought by was bought from Marston's by ATE Farms Limited in July. And on Tuesday, the BBC revealed its owners had experienced a huge fire on the other land that they owned as well. So yeah, I don't know if they tried to.
Maybe
So
they
they're
got
going to make them
upstairs.
restore it, innit?
Yeah.
They
quite
can't
possibly.
rebuild
But
a
not in the
wonky
same way.
building.
No way.
You might as well correct it while you're at it.
But then it won't be a thing building anymore. It would
It
just
won't
be a
be.
normal.
I think it's just gone though. I think it's gone. That's why they maybe want to protect all the others.
I
They
wonder
can't-
why
they
it was
can't
wonky in the
really do that,
first
though.
place, though. Like, was that an intentional thing? But now they can't intentionally build a wonky thing because it's just not exciting.
Melvin said,
anymore, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, but I swear they. Oh, I don't know. Wouldn't they have to though? Or it won't be a. It won't be like a protected historical site if they just rebuild it as a normal building. It's just gonna be a normal building. It's gonna
gonna
lose
build
it.
a building.
Yeah, but
Restoring means bringing back what was.
Yeah.
What, the fire
True.
ticket?
But you know, normally when they restore buildings, it's like inside is all gutted, right? But the actual
Building
thing is
still
there.
stands, yeah.
This is just
Ashes.
it's gone.
Dust to ashes.
Yeah. The last headline: the British Museum in London has sacked a member of staff, and police are investigating after treasures were reported missing, stolen, or damaged. So items including gold, jewelry, and gems of semi-precious stones were among those missing from the museum, which is one of the UK's largest tourist attractions. The majority of the items were kept in a storeroom. British Museum Director Hartwig Fisher said that the museum would throw our efforts into the recovery of the objects. None of the items, which dated from the 15th century BC to the 19th century AD, had recently been on display and were kept primarily for academic and research purposes. This is what the museum is saying, right? Legal action will be taken against a staff member who was fired. The Economic Crime Command of the Met Police is investigating, but no arrests have been made. The British Museum has also started an independent review of security. And that's pretty much it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day, I thought it would be a nice, light-hearted. I mean, I'm gonna try anyway, and it's related to something that our great guest Paul here does. For those who don't know, Paul is a musician, right? So I would love for you to go into that a bit more. And
You had a performance the other day.
I did. I had a few performances over the last few days, actually. The one on Saturday is probably one of the best of my career so far.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
What do you do as a musician? Are you a...
I do a few things. On Saturday, I was playing bass and DJing, but I do also do a few things. I do a bit of mixing and mastering. I play a few other instruments. I produce as well. Kind of like fingers in different pies kind of thing. And I've been doing it for a long, long time. Yeah.
What genres?
Nowadays, I kind of get inspiration from anything really, like
I see.
most genres. Yeah. So it could be pop, hip hop, R&B, like rock, some classical, some jazz, like, depending on the vibe.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I thought, let's talk about some music and let's actually look into why it is we think, as humans, right, why we love music so much, right? So yeah, we'll start there. Why do you guys feel like everyone kind of likes music?
You know what's crazy? Some people don't like music, I know. There's no reaction to
They
it.
must like
Your face.
they must like a type of music.
Yeah, it must be something.
To be fair, my reference is Big Bang Theory. There's an Asian girl, and she didn't like music at all. But I reckon there's people like that who actually, because she was like, because he was said to him, Raj said to his girlfriend, they're both Indian, and he said, "What do you mean you don't like music?" And she was like, "I don't like music." He was like, "Yeah, but which one?" And she says, "All of it."
That's crazy.
But I reckon there's actually people who don't like music.
There's the anomalies and everything, I guess.
There is.
Probably.
But
Probably.
music's a vibe.
And it's got the power to change your feeling, your moods,
Yeah.
like instantly, like that.
There's certain people, certain artists. Like, so when Adele brings an album out, I can't just listen to that.
On the
I'm
verge of
happy.
tears.
Like my life is
Yeah.
everything in my life right now is happy. I'm great. I'm in a great place. So I have to kind of listen to her album at a much later date. But yeah, I like the fact that music can like help your mood. Even when I'm in like a worship mood as well. I feel like I'm in church.
You listen to a lot of gospel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gotta get right with Christ.
What is it though? Like,
Devil's
what is
trying
it
it.
about gospel music that makes you feel different to other music though?
Because I'm praising God.
Okay.
And I enjoy praising God. I love praising God. And sometimes I'm already in a praising mood. And then when I listen to music, it's just like me doing worship.
Praise and worship.
Praise and worship. Praise and worshiping and praying.
Do you feel like it's the words or the instrument,
It's
instrumentation?
everything.
Okay.
Because also like the state of my heart as well.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Like if I'm in a worship, like if I'm in a place where like I just really want, I just feel very grateful for life. I feel so full of life today and that adds to what it is I'm feeling from the music itself, like the lyrics and the instrumentals and stuff. But also when I'm sad as well, that adds to it. So I feel like it's everything together. It's my heart, it's the instrumentals, it's the words, it's everything.
Okay. That's what Paul. I'm assuming like you can make, if you have not made already, gospel music. Yeah.
I've never tried it before, but I could give it a go. Yeah.
Like what do you think would kind of? Do you feel like your mindset would have to be different from everything that you make now?
Yes.
And like what would like basically go into that?
Just a complete change. Yeah, complete change of mind. Really, a mindset, approach. Because I would call myself a Christian, but I'm not practicing at the moment. I don't go to church. I don't pray as often as I should. So yeah, to kind of get into, to kind of try to attempt to make gospel music, I would have to have a complete change of mind. Yeah.
And you make jazz, right?
I've done some jazz. Yeah, I've done some jazz stuff. I do a lot of sampling, like sampling old records. I see Brent's old vinyls there as well, and here as well. Yeah, I'm into like sampling old stuff and kind of like, yeah.
So basically, like chopping up old samples.
Yeah.
So obviously, not to take it, far left of it. Yeah. But who would you say is your favorite like producers? Who's influenced you the most?
Again, depending on the genre.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to like finding samples, digging in crates, chopping up hip hop stuff.
I mean, I guess I'll say the classics, like sort of, I don't know, like Kanye, like the old Kanye, chop up the soul Kanye. Say, I don't know, my mind's blank right now. Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, so many people like, and like I said, a lot of it depends on the genre. For example, like Quincy Jones, for example, he's not the traditional producer in the sense of like nowadays people see producers like beat makers and producers. I think what was the guy you had on last week?
Wild Boy.
That's it. Yeah. So I think he forgot to mention he didn't really touch upon the difference between a producer and a beat maker. And nowadays people kind of put them together. In my opinion, someone like a Quincy Jones is actually a producer, so he might not actually play an instrument, but he's bringing other musicians in, like a trumpet player or drummer, telling them, "Oh, play like this," or play the trumpet like this, kind of thing. And then nowadays you've got beat makers who just like literally on a laptop making the beats, or whatever, which is not a problem. I mean, people do that nowadays, and it's all good. And
Do you feel like one requires more skill than the other, though? Or are they just different disciplines?
Good question. I would say they're slightly different. Yeah, I'd say slightly different. And in terms of skill, depends the way you approach it. I'd say, yeah, depends the way you approach it.
Okay.
Yeah,
man, you could. Yeah.
Having obviously it's a different skill set, innit? Being able to physically play an instrument, saxophone, guitar, drum, that's a talent. That's a physical talent. But that air to hear and to know what's good, you can play the instrument all you want. You can't hear this. Like, you don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't put this together. It's a talent in itself. To say which one's bigger or better, I wouldn't know. But that's a key component of the music coming together. There's loads of people that can play instruments that's not gonna be able to make music. You know what I'm saying?
100.
And for those beat makers who can't play instrument at all, they can program, right? And you would have to have that producer's mindset to even make it sound as though
100.
real instrumentalists made this.
100.
Thing,
That's cold as well.
100%.
That's definitely difficult.
And that's definitely not overnight.
Yeah.
Some people get it faster than others. Some people kind of take the time with it. I've been doing producing and beat making for like over 15 years now. So yeah, I'm a bit of an old head, as they say. So yeah. But yeah, and also another thing I tend to do.
That's so annoying.
Another thing that I do sometimes, which is not necessarily the best in terms of like mental health. But I've found that a lot of musicians do this. If they're feeling down or a bit sad or whatever, they might listen to music that even emphasizes that even more.
Oh, we all do that.
Whereas some other people, they might, if they're feeling low, they might listen to music that kind of lifts them up.
Oh no, I listen.
I can't
Let's
do the
go
opposite,
low.
kind of even lower.
I want to find out how low I can go on this one. And then I'm like, damn, I need some help. No, I get you.
So, Marks, in terms of like writing though, rapping and stuff, or even singing as well, do you see that kind of like in the same way you see production and beat making, where it's just different things, or do you feel like making music is more of a skill than writing and even rapping?
I don't want to have like talent Olympics because they're different things. You know what I'm trying to say? It's equally as important to have that music there than to have someone go over it and bring it to life, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so if I can't, but like, I can't produce, I can't play no instruments, I can't do nothing.
Have you tried to produce before, like back in your,
not like tried. I told you I had to do something to pass a course to learn how to actually do it, so I actually know the actual process of doing it, and I had to.
And what software was that, if you can remember?
Oh, what was that again?
Like Cubase or
Before was that? This was back in the day. What did I use? Would it have been Cubase?
FL?
It could have been.
Okay.
Nah, it definitely wasn't Logic.
It weren't Logic.
But it
Nah.
was-
Was it on Windows or Mac, if you can remember?
This
Nah, it
was
was
years
Windows.
ago. I had to just make a 2-bar MIDI drum loop, easy, simple stuff.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
course thing. It wasn't technical stuff like that. It was. I can't remember.
Reason?
Potentially.
Oh yes, Reason.
Old school.
Yeah,
It was around those kind of
Reason,
times, like,
Reason would have been around that time as well.
So, but again, me not being able to do that, I don't think it's not about comparisons, innit? I understand I need the music to bring it to life, but then when I get the music, you can't do what I can do. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, 'cause you just give me the beats there, and obviously that's your baby, that's started, but you just give me a blank canvas. That's just a beat, and obviously it's not for you. You've gone through the whole process. You've had your blank canvas, and you've brought it to life as far as you're concerned, because your beat's finished, innit?
Yes.
But then now I would take it and take it onto a next level and make everybody listen to this, where they would but without me, it would only have went so far. You know what I'm saying? Like
100,
head
yeah,
nods and what, it could only go so far. I can take this and make it a thing. You know what I'm trying to say? And have people singing on your song, and you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'll give it legs. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
100,
No, and again, so it's not about who's more important. I'm just saying my thing's important as well.
100.
You get me? But again, I always admire people that can play instruments. I think it's bonkers when I see men doing guitar, saxophone stuff. I think it's absolutely nuts. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, but then I suppose there will be producers that will feel like that when I'm rapping and that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and again, even with like different styles of rap, there's different people. I've had conversations with rappers that have a totally different style to me, totally different energy, and I kind of admire them and look up to them, because I'm saying, like, no matter how much I try, or even if I wanted to emulate you, whatever, like, I can't rap like this. Like, just the way you move, the pockets you find, your content, whatever it may be, I can't do what you do. You get me? So that's why I think you're dope. But then they'll turn around to say to me that I can't, as good as you think I am, I can't do what you do. Like, the way that's your thing, innit? Like, the way you do it, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I think they're all equally important, and it's all just talents, and that's what it all comes together and meshes together, and that's how you get it. But I don't know, because the production is so important, man. Like, so important. Like,
100%.
Another thing with it as well, like what kind of instruments or beats or sounds you might like, someone else might hate.
yeah.
So it's so subjective as well, you know, especially as a producer or beat maker in the studio. One thing you don't want to do is try to please everyone. That's one of the worst mistakes you can make as a producer or beat maker, trying to please everyone in the hopes that, one of the sounds in the beat might appeal to someone here or whatever. Just kind of stick, from my perspective, I would say just kind of whatever you're feeling at the moment, just try and encapsulate that in the beat or the production. And then, as you say, the rapper will kind of give it legs, as you say. You know?
Do you see, you know, like, say someone's interested in, like, I don't know. I mean, this doesn't really happen all the time. I was going to say something like, with music, right? Do you feel like those who listen to music solely, can't play music, can't really appreciate everything that goes into music? Or do you feel like, again, that's just a different part of the brain,
That's
a
a good
different
question.
experience?
What are you saying? You think people who can't?
You can't make music.
That's
can't
not-
fully experience.
Nah, man. People who like classical music and they got like them symphonies set up and them, all them different parts and the strings and the
Yeah,
bass.
yeah,
Right? There's
yeah.
people who can't play a lick.
Yeah.
Who will feel that in their soul. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and understand exactly what's going on and the difficulty, the precision, like everything. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That they're sitting there listening to classical music, they're gone. You can't tell me they can't appreciate it because they can't play.
But can they appreciate it as much? Because you know, sometimes you get people who say, why are you... Obviously, this is a completely different thing, but it's like people who criticize boxers. And the boxer always say, yeah, but you've never been in a ring. You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't think it. That's speaking to like the stuff that you're saying about having weighted votes, like, not like maybe like all not opinions are equal, innit? So when someone's critiquing you, as a human nature, you're gonna get your back up, and it's like you'd believe that there's weighted opinions, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? So if you're a boxer and someone who's been in the ring passes their opinion on you, you're probably going to respect that more than someone who's never been in the ring. They could be saying the exact same thing though, bro.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
100,
They
yeah.
both got eyes. You
Yeah.
know what I'm trying to say? One could be a boxing historian who's watched every fight under the sun. Okay, cool. I've never boxed, but I know what I know, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't think, that's a great point. I don't think Messi actually knows how beautiful his artistry is.
Like someone who hasn't played could probably tell him better than he would have realised himself. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I can see that. I do believe that there's weighted opinions. I prefer opinions from professionals. I've had this argument before when we were having, like, I don't know, like say like football arguments. Like I would want to know what professionals think. I think it's more important. It's more insight to what's going on. So I do think some opinions are weighted, but I don't think just because you haven't done something means you don't know, innit? I think it's each case is individual. There's some people that are historians, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? Like historians, and they could tell you everything about they wasn't there.
So there wasn't there.
No, it's facts though.
Yeah.
They wasn't there. They could tell you every single thing about this civilization from his. You get me, from the jump to the dunk. They weren't there, Killy. So what does that mean then?
It's true.
And I think with music as well, like music is quite subjective in a way that it hits people differently. What you will hear is different.
Yeah.
Because I can't play instruments.
I
Well,
was actually going to ask you, have you tried to sort of maybe learn
Actually,
an instrument?
when I was
Triangle,
younger, it's
triangle.
don't be silly. Piano, thank you very much. When I was younger, I had like piano lessons and stuff, but just like the swimming, I quit that too. You know, I'm not gonna allow my kids to quit shit, you know. But anyway, so I had like piano lessons, but I can't play instruments, but I appreciate, like I think it's so beautiful how there's an instrument people make beautiful sounds from it. Like my favorite instrument is saxophone.
It's the
Oh my gosh, I love saxophones.
All these artists, they've been all over their albums now, isn't it?
Yeah. I love it. I absolutely love it. So do you know what I mean? So I appreciate that. And even when I listen to music as well, like if I take it in, when I take it in properly, I hear so much. Like I hear, like the other day I was listening to a J. Cole song. I listen to J. Cole all the time. I love J. Cole. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Ari Lennox in the background doing the harmonies that I thought was some kind of instrument. Do you get what I mean? So I think you can appreciate it really well without, you know, playing it or being involved in it.
Okay.
What's your favorite instrument?
Is it?
What's your favorite instrument? Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not too sure, you know.
Have you tried to sort of learn an instrument before?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No.
The hair, I think I would have to go with
To who?
the hair, like listening to probably a saxophone or a piano.
Oh,
If you could play a piano,
I've seen some
it
people.
could rival a
I've
saxophone.
seen some people
Yeah.
play pianos.
and it stops
And
me
it's-
in my walk.
It's made me go,
I'm like, God.
I know the basics on piano. I mean, I know how to move around, but bass is my main thing I do.
yeah, pianos are bonkers, you know.
Pianos are. There's a woman. Oh, what's her name? And what is her name? She's performed with Cardi. Oh no, and she's a pianist. Like she's so sick. Like she is. I follow her on Twitter, but I can't find her now. But she's ridiculously talented. There's nothing that she cannot play on a piano. Her talent is just out of this world.
There's someone I see someone say a harmonica's mental as well, you know.
No. People that know what they're doing.
No, people think it's a joke.
Nah, they
for
know
real.
what they're
It's not a
doing.
joke.
No, it's
Yeah.
It's true.
You've got to be really precise.
It's
The
not
way
a
you play the
joke. You run a
harmonica.
harmonica on
plays
certain
that.
rhythms, boy. That will take it to
Yeah.
the next level. I
When he
promise
came
you.
out-
Brent, what are you laughing for?
No, it's proper talent. Yeah, when he came out, when he actually came onto the scene, that was his thing. He was known as he always played the harmonica. On his first song, Why Me, he has a whole like solo where he's just playing harmonica.
Who are you talking about, sorry?
Debanj.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay.
It's really sick. Like he used to play it really well. And a guitar as well. I dated a girl
Guitar, yeah.
that
Guitar sick.
played the guitar.
I'm saying.
Did it damn
She
thing.
said,
Knew how to move around with them strings. No, I just love instruments so much.
it's
I
just
think
all them
it's,
things.
it's so talented, man.
It's just endearing, innit? But the greatest, for me, the greatest instrument is the God-given vocals, man. I'll be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, voices.
yeah, voices. I'll be
Even
honest.
like Ursula. You're ridiculous.
I think voices are the greatest instrument.
Who do you think has got the best voice musician you've ever heard?
That is a very open-ended question.
And that's the thing.
Again, because it's so, I think it's so subjective. Because
Yeah,
what you like is going to be what you
exactly.
like.
So
and
that's the
whatever
thing,
your
it's
style
super
is what
subjective.
you're drawn towards.
Because the girls be singing.
That's the
I
tough
don't
one.
even know why I didn't even think of the females, you know. My first thought was Marvin Gaye. If it's a woman, Whitney.
Teddy Pendergrass, maybe.
Mariah Carey?
Mariah's got a good voice.
Yeah.
She's
But that's the thing though, because it's okay, so
Whitney's is nice.
there's certain
I
people that
I
know.
actually really Adele's one of my favorite singers.
Adele can sing.
She can
Like,
sing
on
her
God.
heart a little
But you know what it
higher.
is? There's some people that they're not as famous like that. So like someone like Jennifer Hudson,
Yeah.
Oh.
sis can sing.
Yeah.
And then recently I saw a video of so Mary were on they had a show or whatever, and they invited Coco Jones on.
Okay.
Coco Jones can sing, like sing. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's not just pretty.
She's beauty and voice.
There's a lot of people in the world that can sing. Like
Even
that,
Halle.
that just haven't got their break.
Halle
You get
Bailey
me?
as well.
I've watched
sings-
Total
Gosh.
Strangers singing. That is like
Yeah.
that's knocked me for six. I'm saying, yo,
I'd sign you right now if
the
I
right
could.
person heard this. But then again, maybe you ain't got to look. But
Okay, you didn't have to deal with that.
no, sorry, I'm just saying. If this was the voice, you would get through.
But the best male singer based
voice
on
in that.
hits, though.
The
Best male singer based on hits. Because remember back in the day, Manuel,
Yeah.
there used to be this whole who's the best singer to date, right? As in present time. And I swear you said R. Kelly.
At that time.
Yeah, man.
How long ago was this, sorry?
This was just last week. Because this dude could do anything.
You see, the thing is, yeah.
Are you humming his songs to remember his voice?
I ain't heard R. Kelly singing like
Forever, innit? I know.
it's been a long time since he caught the case. So I was just trying to remember: is he actually as good as?
As you
He's
as
come
you
off a
think
lot
you
of
should
DJs'
remember.
playlists.
Yeah,
He's come off
that's the
tons of DJs' playlists.
Yeah, because whenever a DJ plays R. Kelly in the dance, I'm like,
It's-
did you not get the memo?
it's like, excuse me?
And everyone's like, you're right.
Yeah.
Read the room, bro. Anybody dancing? No one's gonna step in the name of love.
I do like D'Angelo,
Oh, yeah.
classic.
100%.
Yeah, I really like D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who's I can't even think because there's you know what it is when it comes I just get bombarded because there's just so many that I actually
Yeah,
do
there are a
like
lot of
and
men
I
that
think that
actually
are
sing.
cold. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, do you think male singers are better than female singers? I think when I think of singing, I automatically go to women. Like that's like men are like the support act, if that makes sense. Like women are the A side, men are the B side. When I think of like singers,
Yeah, to be fair, because when people think of rap, they don't always go to women.
yeah, like just like how you would do that. Like
Yeah.
in my mind, when I'm thinking singing, I'll say I like R&B. Like, I'm always thinking women,
Yeah.
and then like the men.
Well, like the rap and hip hop.
No, but even the male singers are like like I'm saying, they're like the B side. They're like
Yeah.
they're like the Robin. You get me? The women are the Batman, and the males are like the Robin. Even the dopest ones, I just still go to women when I think singing. Brent, has got an opposing take.
I find that so fascinating because I struggled to hear that. I struggled because I didn't listen to plenty female singers.
Okay.
The singers I knew of were at the time Lauryn Hill. That was it.
Okay.
When Beyonce started singing, she wasn't even my cup of tea. Do you understand? So my reference points were always male. It's funny because you obviously have a more varied or historied taste in R&B and whatever. That's probably what
Shaka Khan and them kind of like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Classics.
come on, man. This is, again, yeah. I don't know. When I think of singing, I go to women.
I just never listened to females like R&B. I just never did it. Never. Okay. Lauryn Hill was my entry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to listen to women singing, I suppose.
Do you feel like they had better songs than men?
Nah, because some of the men were singing. The rent was due. The rent was due. They were fighting for they wanted their baby back. Some of the guys were singing.
So when we're going to like, I don't know, even if you go to like Motown and like early days and all that and stuff like that, you just say you're just giving it to the men.
I think so.
100%.
Yeah, man.
That's how music is subjective because it's about what your taste, what your personal taste is and stuff like that.
Like Diana Ross and them kind of.
Oh yeah, Supreme. Is it Supremes?
Yeah.
Supremes, yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Gladys Knight.
Sade.
Oh man, yeah. Sade.
yeah.
The guy them are cooking, bro.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
were singing for their lives, bro.
Sure.
One thing as well, I don't know if you guys have clocked before, but who mentioned classical? Was it about the orchestral stuff? I don't know if you guys have noticed before, but a lot of those musicians in that classical orchestral world, if you ask them to like step away from the sheet music, you know, they usually read them from the sheet, the music. If you ask them to step away from that and ask them to kind of improvise, a lot of them struggle. Yeah, a lot of them struggle because a lot of them are sort of what they call classically trained, which is reading music off the sheet of paper. So if you kind of ask them to sort of like just jam or improvise with other musicians in the room, a lot of them will struggle to do that. I've always found that quite interesting, like why that is.
That's like the rappers that can't freestyle.
Something similar, yeah, kind of similar
easy,
thing.
bro.
Yeah.
Like freestyling is not easy, man.
But I guess with certain instruments, like when I think of classical music, if you have to learn certain chords, like it's because music like that, I feel like it's so disciplined. Like it's a disciplined thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I can imagine you can't just miss your lessons because you want to. You have to be disciplined with it.
Yeah.
So it must be so difficult when you're in that disciplined realm to actually be able to let your spirit lead in how it is that you want to play. It must be difficult.
Yeah.
Let's try this exercise. Best female singer.
Oh.
Best male singer. Yes. Best female group. Best male group. Right? And let me see something. Miles.
When you say singer, right, are you talking about like vocal ability? You're talking about
No,
like,
don't say
career
that.
songs.
This is going to be so subjective, though. That's
Don't
the
say
thing.
vocal
It's gonna be
ability.
really subjective.
Okay.
So what are we doing on?
So artist then.
Yeah, artist. Sorry.
Oh, best female
Best
artist.
female artist. Singing.
Singing,
Not rapping and
okay.
everything, yeah. Singing, right? And best male artist singing.
So who's your best? Who's the
Of all
best
time
singer?
or just any person? Because this is difficult. I'm thinking young people. I'm thinking old people. Older
Same,
people as
yeah,
well.
I'm thinking all different generations.
Let me start with all time first. Let me start all time first. 'Cause obviously, everybody's all time is different. All time. Old.
You pointed at me when you said that.
Not all. Old.
Oh, old time.
Old time.
I'm thinking like Motown, kind of 60s.
Run it.
That's Marvin Gaye for me.
All right, Marvin Gaye
From
for
that
the best
era.
male. Okay. And the best female in that era? Or span of time?
See, I don't know. My
Diana
time,
Ross already.
I'll probably go like Shaka Khan.
That's more 80s, though.
Then
Yeah.
This
It's
is
still
my
kind of
time
the
thing
old,
messed
still
up.
kind of the old
Okay,
era.
during that time, best male.
Luther.
All right. So
that's good.
Shaka Khan and Luther. Who's best? If it is that you.
Shaka Khan.
All right, that's easy for you. Cool. Emmanuel.
During that time, maybe I'll say Gladys Knight, you know?
All right, Gladys
Ooh.
Knight and
The Pips.
And
Luther, yeah?
Pips. No, and Marvin Gaye.
And Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
And who's the best out of both of them?
Marvin Gaye.
All right,
for me.
cool. Esther. As far as back you can remember,
Let me
obviously.
see. Old time. This is hard. I don't know. Come back to me.
Okay.
I say a little
Paul?
prayer for
Old time Sade.
Okay.
Sade, like one of my favorite.
It's difficult to basically pay a man. What kind? The meal now?
Mel,
We say Charlotte's old though.
No. You have your.
That's kind of
so
within
you don't
the-
know how old he is.
Okay. So
that's kind of within the same, the kind of old timers.
Yeah,
okay.
And then Mel, man, Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson, yeah. Smokey Robinson.
Smokey Robinson.
Yes,
Interesting.
yeah.
All right,
Smokey
cool.
Robinson.
All right, and out of both of them, who would you pick? Who would you prefer?
I know more Sade music, so
All right,
Sade,
so
yeah,
it's-
big
okay.
time. Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Sade's music.
Okay. Let's just come a bit earlier now.
No, we don't.
Most recent.
My woman, my old person.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
all right.
Go.
It's okay.
I
Also,
could have went to
Whitney.
Aretha, actually, you know.
Aretha Franklin.
She was cold too.
Ooh,
There's too many
Aretha
women.
Franklin, yeah.
Women
That's a
are
good shout as well.
kicking the man's. Women are going to kick them in their throat.
I don't
Because I thought about a lot of women. I can't think of them. That there's men that I like. Like I like Luther's
Yeah.
music. I like Alexander O'Neill as well. I can't pick.
All right, let me make it easier, or change the question.
Okay.
Best male group, R&B. Best female group, R&B.
Do you know my best male
SWV.
group?
Sorry.
SWV
Sorry.
for
women?
Yeah, SWV for my, sorry, I was
For the
dropping
women?
down. Yeah, for women, yeah.
And the
Who's your
men.
male?
I want to sex you. Call me back. No, I'm joking.
Call me
I'm
back.
joking.
Best male group for me, R&B group. I'm going Jagged Edge.
Ooh.
I love Jagged. I
Jagged Edge.
love
I
Jagged
think
Edge.
they're underrated. Where I hear people talk about it in public as well, it's like you uncultured swines.
I don't think they're underrated.
Okay.
Best female R&B.
Okay, but Jagged Edge is the guys. Girls, you go back to a certain time. Are we going? Because where are we going?
The
Because
same era as Jagged Edge.
Destiny Child, man, Jagged Edge, like, right.
I was picking them anyway.
Destiny Child were cold. People just because they're new school, don't sleep.
They're
'Cause
sleeping
that's
as well.
Basically, Beyonce with brethrens.
First of all, it's Beyonce, Kelly
Beyonce with
Rowland,
brethren, you know.
and Cole.
Yeah.
Beyonce and Co.
Female group. Back in the day, yeah, I probably would have given it to SWV for real.
SW
Yeah,
can
SWV.
sing.
I like
but think
SWV a lot. Am I missing someone? Can you throw some stuff at me? There was Escape,
Jade.
702.
Ooh, 702.
But the catalogue though, of
702. That's what I'm.
702's catalogue wasn't.
It wasn't that, and they weren't that
Yeah.
big in UK here as well.
That's true.
They weren't that well known.
One of their voices is
But,
gone.
but SWV as well, yeah. Obviously, I love SWV, but in terms of catalogue though,
Slightly.
it's only like first two
yeah.
albums.
I kind of hear what you
Yeah.
mean.
After
Yeah, I
that,
do
they
slightly
kind
hear.
of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm picking Destiny's Child
En Vogue.
and Vogue as well.
Oh,
Vogue.
good.
But are these female groups beating your favorite male groups, or even your second favorite male?
Do you mean like
Yeah.
in popularity or like do you mean how famous?
How
Yeah.
it touched
Okay.
him? The bangers.
Okay, yeah, bangers.
No, like I said, I
impact.
think Jagged Edge are cold, but SWV's got certain
Even if you continue going on after Jagged Edge is who,
Jodeci.
and then it's who?
I would go not 112. Even though 112 are cold.
You got to do Boys to Men.
Honourable shout to 112.
You say Boys to Men?
Boys to Men.
There's a lot of
I
them.
feel like that's the
This is what I'm
obvious.
saying.
New edition of
This is what I'm
my
saying.
guys.
Run the
New
female
New
girl
edition
groups.
of my
Run the
guys.
female girl groups for me. R&B.
Escape.
Are they matching up to
702.
these?
Escape were cold.
Ah,
They've got
Escape
big
were-
songs.
Escape
Escape were
Escape,
cold.
yeah.
Escape were cold.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child, that's definitely
702.
are
It's
as
a different
well.
question I'm
Cut
asking.
close.
This is a question I'm asking.
Close.
You can name them.
Brownstone.
You can name them.
So he said, do they match
okay.
the males?
The
No,
quality is different.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
that's
but that's
the thing.
groups. That means you needed 4 man to get together.
Wait, oh my goodness.
One woman, imagine.
To take for one woman.
I'll move on to
Now, what
R&B.
I'll get you on groups.
Men
Someone
win.
said TLC
Men on
in the
groups,
chat.
men win.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
TLC.
TLC, yeah.
On groups, though, I think men win. Then I think you got it.
Hands down, they will.
Yeah, on
I was
groups.
gonna pick what's it called TGT. They only had the one album because
Tank.
Genuine was acting up. But Tank is one. I think Tank is one of the greatest singers of our time.
Tanks
Is he
cold.
though?
He can sing.
You see, I feel like
He can sing.
I like Tank, yeah. But at the same time, I don't like Tank.
What does Tank do to you?
No, Tanks a G still.
No, I need to know why he doesn't like.
Tank's
Why
it.
don't you like Tank?
No, I just feel like his music isn't that great.
Oh, his mix is
He
fantastic.
got some big songs, man.
I'd hire
He's got
him.
some big rhythms.
I would hire him to walk me to sing me down the aisle. He makes good songs, and he gets you feeling them damn songs.
But that TGT, that reminds me of the, what's the other group? Levert, Johnny Gill,
Levert, Sweat and Kill.
LSG. That's it.
LSG,
Yeah.
I thought you said NSG for a second.
Levert, sweat and kill.
Yeah.
You sweat.
Keep sweat.
Oh, keep sweat,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I was gonna say there was another sweat in the scene. Okay. Yeah, I think for the group, the boys definitely have it.
But then you can't take people's moments away from them.
'Cause
So
they're
a song
fighting for
like
their life.
Weak, yeah, by SWV,
Oh.
yeah, it's one song. That's fine.
How's it
Yeah.
go?
I get so weak when.
Oh, classic.
It don't matter if it's one song. That is you struggle to find a better moment, better rhythm than that in the history of R&B. Man, group, child, like that. They did that. You know what I'm trying to say? That they did that, and you can't take nothing. They'll be playing that song when we're dead and gone.
Separate category.
Their tune right here though, the one with the Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
right
song.
here as well.
That's
How's it
classic.
go?
Yeah, with the Michael Jackson
harmonies.
double
Love it,
U
love
to
it.
the V. You know that.
About the way I feel. Na, 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 na.
The video for that.
Hey, you know right here, Brent. Don't be
Let me
stupid.
see.
I think they're riding horseback in that video.
Yeah.
They're riding horseback in that video.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
proper-
it's
and
also-
they were matching jeans. Yeah, they were big, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
We'll be
Right here. Be right here. Oh my
There
god,
you
yeah.
go.
Chris Brown sampled that as well. Did a great job.
Big
Chris
rhythm.
Brown did sample that. Yeah,
She
right.
Ain't
Yeah.
You, that's
What's
the-
what's the name of Chris Brown's one?
She ain't you.
That's it.
That's
Did
it.
he play that when he went to go and see him?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Stupid people didn't vote for the right one. Silly people.
Nah, Coco's
Uncultured.
voice is top tier, man.
You get me? So obviously, like this,
Wait a minute,
it's
Coco
like
Jones.
I know. I'm not saying one moment should be enough or one rhythm enough, but there's certain things. You say
It just
can't be.
carries.
There's certain things that's historic.
category.
That's
They're heavy.
legacy. That's
100%.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Category then.
It's got to be. It's a
Brent
different category.
said, Brent said we're not playing by the rules.
No, it will have to be a different category. If it is that there's longevity and sustainability in the catalogue, then you can't put them in there for just one song. It's possible.
It's not
But
just
if the
one.
song is so strong though,
It's not just one because they got other joints as well. But when they're saying that one there
it's
is
so great.
all timer, all
You
time.
just said they don't trump Jodeci, right?
Who SWV?
Yeah.
In terms of like how the impacts, you mean? The impacts.
For
Oh,
him,
okay.
because
Oh, for
everybody
you,
will be
okay.
different, 100%. But for you, Jodeci was your go-to.
No, Jagged Edge was my guy.
Sorry,
But
Jagged Edge,
Jodeci,
sorry.
no, but even Jodeci's a fair enough comparison.
Yeah,
SWV and Jodeci is fair.
And you're right, Jagged Edge is underrated.
They are.
Yeah, Jagged Edge
People
is
would normally go
underrated,
for
man.
a Jodeci than a Jagged Edge.
I want to see them
Do you know what
live.
it is? Jagged Edge, yeah. I think Jagged Edge is sick, right? But I feel like sometimes their formula is the same.
Yeah, but I'll be making that playlist. I can go and take two
Was
or
there a big
three
song,
songs.
Walk Right Out of
from-
Heaven or something?
I can go and take.
Yeah,
I can go and
oh.
take
Yeah, that's a
3
tune.
songs, yeah, 2 to 3 songs from every single project they ever done, yeah, and then I put it together on a compilation, and it will be one of the greatest
That's true. I
collections of
agree.
R&B you've
I
ever
agree.
heard
That's true.
in life.
I feel like you should have been here for as well for like to kind of chime in on this because usually the music guy, isn't it? Rotations. But
it
that's what-
He
R&B,
loves
man.
it. He likes the R&B.
Does he? Yeah.
But he goes to homework at that time. We've done this.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah. Where you lot rating Tony Braxton though?
Ooh,
Ooh,
I like Tony.
Miss Tony.
I think Tony
The living legend.
is amazing.
Tony Braxton is amazing. How could I forget her? Tony Braxton is amazing.
One of those like once in a lifetime type voices.
Yeah.
Unique, like
She's one of our
she's
greatest
on another
female
level.
singers.
Yeah.
What about UK?
What about the UK?
We don't have that much of that. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind in terms of UK, who?
Sade.
Sade. Yeah, she's British. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul to
she's
soul.
American.
Back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
life. Back to reality. Who else? Kind of. Yeah, the UK. We
Jack
didn't
the
really
Lad
have like
Swing.
who? I don't even know what it said.
No, it's JLS.
That's a chair. That's it. Oh, Return of the Mac.
Mark
Oh,
Morrison.
my
yeah.
voice, yeah.
Return of the Mac.
I think I was. Yeah, let me not even say that. Yeah.
Or what?
No, I was gonna say something.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Kevin said Kelly Price, but it just every time I think of Kelly Price, I think of Catfish.
Kelly Price was cold, you know.
I'm
Someone
thinking.
catfished someone, yeah. Someone catfished their cousin. And then when they asked, why did you do this? He said, well, you shouldn't have called me a fat ass Kelly Price. It's the funniest
Kelly Price has got
clip
some big
ever.
rhythms, bro. Like Kelly Price has got some big tunes. Faith Evans,
Oh,
Ooh, Faith Evans.
Faith.
So Faith or Kelly Price?
For me personally, I'll say more Faith.
What? Who's the better singer, or who's got?
More kind of well known.
Both.
But then Kelly Price is.
There will always be Faith though. Faith
Yeah.
is different.
Kelly Price is. I think Kelly Price is probably better, but Faith got Soon As I Get Home, man. Oh my god.
I think Faith.
Ooh.
Scott.
I'm biased though. I'll give someone a crown for one rhythm. You
You
know?
will.
I swear
You're
to God.
quick to sell your soul.
But brother, one rhythm. If you got one rhythm, I'll
You
give
got
you the
it.
crown because I'm saying like, look, your whole body of work
Yeah.
Yeah, you
can't
could.
touch this one time that they done.
You could be an X Factor.
Huh?
You
No.
give every contestant the golden poster.
Someone in the chat mentioned Lisa Stanfield and Gabrielle.
That was it.
Dreams
Yeah.
can.
Ooh,
Gabrielle was
that's
big,
actually-
though.
She put her foot in
Gabrielle
that.
done her thing.
Yeah,
She had
yeah,
like an eye
100%.
patch in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
If it was, yeah.
What?
Marks, man.
Well, like,
A little
as
eye
a-
patch.
A disability.
No, she always
She had an eye patch.
Yeah.
And
She
if
wore
she,
eye
didn't, if
patch.
she didn't wear the eye patch, she always had a hair like.
Yes,
kind of
I remember. I
Yeah.
remember
So
old school
eye
chocolate
was like
pops.
Nelly
She always
with
used
the
to have
plaster.
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember the story.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something with her eye. You know.
Potentially.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure though.
Okay.
English singers are good though, isn't it?
Celine Dion as well. I wish it were
Celine-
black people.
yeah.
Sorry.
Where's
good.
is she
can
Canadian
sing.
or something?
No, she's
French Canadian or something?
French.
she's
Yeah,
alright.
actually,
Yeah,
I think so,
yeah,
Is she? She's cold though. Don't sleep on Celine.
Of course, I would never sleep on Celine.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know if we were talking what race we were dealing with today.
So how come Adele got a pass when I mentioned it?
Adele does this on stage. Adele does this. While she's singing lullabies. She gets a pass.
That's funny, man.
I don't want her problems.
Ooh, Beverly Knight,
Yes.
Emily Sunday.
Ooh,
Emily
Emily
Sunday, yes.
Emily,
She's-
yes, UK Emily.
She doesn't really get mentioned that often.
Yeah.
does,
But
yeah.
she
Yeah.
can sing,
Yeah.
sing.
She can, yeah. She's a really
100%.
good songwriter as well. Like
She
behind the
play
scenes.
piano and thing.
I'm not sure, you know.
She plays something.
I know she plays some.
Yeah, I
plays,
think
yeah,
so.
I've seen her
Might be
play.
piano.
I heard that she was meant to go into medicine.
Yeah, she's
Well,
she actually
she
qualified.
complete- yeah, she
yeah,
completed
she
it.
finished
Yeah,
a degree.
she's a
Yeah,
doctor, yeah.
She's a
I'm
doctor.
not even gonna lie. Man, be sleeping on Emily Sandé is one of my favorite singers. I'll be honest with you. Like going, she's so cold.
Yeah.
Like so
Have you met her
talented.
before in your like music travels and stuff?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
She's sick.
I met Emily.
Not
Got
gonna
a
lie,
preview of that album, Live in the Crib.
Nice.
Grown. I got a picture somewhere. I'm holding one of her Brit Awards, sitting on the piano and that.
Sick.
You get me?
Jeez.
Sick,
And
sick, sick.
like Emily's cold. I've seen her sing live a few times. She's definitely dope. That's not even like biased. Like, she's so cold.
Sick.
And it was funny because I found her on MySpace. I was listening to Emily Sandé. I found a song that she had, like called "Baby's Eyes" or something like that on MySpace before she was anything. And I found this song and I was like, "This woman is cold." Didn't know who she was, and then she blew up, which was crazy. And then I met her. I was like, "No, that's wild." You get me? So yeah, big up Emily Sandé.
Ooh, someone in the chat mentioned Corinne Bailey Rae, man, the legend.
Corinne, that's one of my favorite.
Corinne Bailey Rae.
One
of my favorite albums.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
This is like, this is one of my
was it?
favorite albums in life.
Yeah.
This song, this
100%
album here.
see it, yeah.
You get me?
Sick.
I'll be
100%.
I'll be listening to that shit.
Only like 10 tracks on it, innit?
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not.
like-
It's
yeah.
not. But it's quality.
Sick.
It's quality
Every
all
track,
the way around.
100%.
I wouldn't necessarily say like
I've actually got
her voice.
I've actually got the same album.
solid.
Yeah, I've got the same. Brother, these are yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brent's. You know Brent's
Yeah,
on
Brent,
it.
Brent's a proper music, man.
Yeah, but Emmanuel actually gave me. Sorry, I like doing that. I like giving props when it's needed. Yeah, he was the one that told me those are the ones you have to have behind it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the historian, isn't it?
Yeah, the Korean shot for me. the Korean shot is massive. That is such a cold album.
100%.
You get me?
Sick album.
Yeah, I think she's dope.
Oh, Craig David. How can you forget?
Born to do it.
Oh
yeah, he's- he can sing, though.
R&B, yeah, he's a
Yeah,
proper
he can.
singer
He can sing.
as
You
well.
are sleeping on Craig. We didn't even mention him for his voice. Craig can sing.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right, cool.
Sick.
Well, basically, yeah. Do you feel like music is it's a biological thing, where it's like everyone from every race is hardwired, obviously outside the anomalies, to kind of just feel like, enjoy, move to make music? Is it like humor?
I think I think biologically we're created to react to it.
Yes.
Because I love when I see because babies move.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you're playing something, that's when them little babies will shut up.
And they don't even understand what's
They don't understand what's going
And
on.
funny you say that, just to kind of
Yeah.
piggyback off that, like some music in different languages, like, I don't know, Arabic music or, I don't know, music from other parts of the world where they might not be speaking in English, but you can understand the chord changes or the melody changes or you can still feel it in your soul, you know? So, like, for me, I know it's a bit cheesy to say, but music is like universal.
It's like love. It's a universal language, man. Well, pain is, but
The pain is. That is, boy.
I think it's one of the Earth's exports that aliens don't flipping have. So when they've come, obviously, I'm jumping into my bag now, they've come and they've seen art. They've seen love.
What, the aliens?
Yeah. Because people ask, like, why haven't they done this, that, and the next? And
Yeah.
why? And they could be technologically advanced, 100%.
But they don't have buildings.
They don't have, let's see.
They got architecture though. Ain't architecture?
No, but you know what, though?
Ain't
That's
architecture
cool.
a form of?
100%. Architecture might move you. It might be a form of art, 100%. But do they use that as an expression as we would?
But how do we? Have you met any aliens to know that they
We
don't?
have the aliens.
Because unless we meet aliens, we don't know that they don't have their own
I'm just thinking the
versions of
advance
Beyonce.
of certain disciplines have only happened on Earth. So where there is a commonality with technology and metals and this, that, and next, and I don't know, space discoveries and whatnot with Earth and any other intergalactic whatever, there won't be the fine details like music. Because how did jazz come about? How did gospel come about? Through some form of trauma, right?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
They may not have black people where they are. And they may not
Ain't
have
no trauma up there.
Do you understand?
Okay,
No, but they might not have black people, but they might have a race of people that's been colonized and oppressed by the other race, by the bug people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Can you
and
imagine?
they could have been down there on some. Like, you don't know.
It's true.
Oh, my goodness. Brent, I don't know if you can pull something up real quick.
Estelle.
There was on YouTube, they say like little baby rapping in the 1940s.
Okay.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Scat thing.
Scat, yeah. Like,
You see, music's cold because it's like you're saying. People, you can hear something from a totally different language, a totally different style to what you even used to,
1940s,
and appreciate it though.
Oh, do you know what slaps? Well, for me,
that's
Spanish
the one, first
gospel.
one, yeah. That's the one, yeah.
It proper slaps.
Foundationally, then Noah began to hew and build the ringing of the
That's what's
hammer that
called, yeah.
judgment, the hue of the salt that sin
They say that
repent.
took little baby rapping in the 1940s.
Building the ark by the grace of God. When the ark was done, God's voice was heard. He said, now Noah, let me tell you what to do. Calling the animals 2 by 2. Calling the ark 2 by 2. He called the bird,
Yeah, you can stop it now, yeah, that's-
kangaroo. And he called and jump back to Ham and Sam.
One thing I do want to get into is
It's mad
like,
what just inspires people to
He
just
raised his hands to heaven
like
on high.
because obviously we've got words in it, we've got language in it. We speak, people learn different words, and you talk it with your life. And then someone said, no, let me put it in a rhythm, and then and add them words that rhyme, and like that concept is bonkers. Like whoever actually came up for it is I don't know what was they doing. Was it an accident? Was they playing word association game or something? And then
no word association.
no, but you know what I mean. Like grabbing. Like why would you just start?
See, this is what I was going to ask Brent, yeah, based on Brent's theory, yeah. Do you feel like aliens can speak? Or do you feel they communicate?
I think they can communicate. I believe that there are different types of aliens who communicate differently. I don't think it's all telepathic with all of them, right? And I do believe that they can access certain aspects of their brains that we could also be able to do if it is that we knew how to basically do it. So we can be telepathic and communicate in that manner. I mean, we've seen, as you keep saying that we are from animals, you've seen animals communicating to each other without like what we deem as communication. Do you understand? Yeah, so off the back of that point, Mags, right? We all have different personalities. We all communicate differently, right? Your particular level of swag might never get you moving in the manner in which Twister would be moving because you don't even talk like that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So how you approach life in a cool, calm, suave way, you would approach any sort of discipline that way. And that is what forms or informs a style in my head.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? Even if you deep Biggie, how Biggie would basically, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Just
I
the way
mean,
he
even
swings.
how he used to just politic, how we used to just communicate, like talk. It would have been in a way where you're like, he was probably dropping bars in before he started saying, let me put this in a 16. Do you understand?
Yeah. get what you're saying.
Yeah, and
Just has
obviously
that swag.
there's natural charisma within black people, just naturally, and the lack thereof in the others.
But before there was like, I guess, music that came from the mouth, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was music with instrumentation, or do you feel like the mouth came first?
I think I would assume that instruments came first.
Yeah, because I guess I've seen. Well, I mean, don't quote me on this, but like early, like talking, early doors. People sort of making makeshift instruments. So
Even if they're just beating sticks
Yeah,
against
exactly.
rocks and
That's what I mean,
things
that's what I mean,
and,
yeah.
and
It's-
drum
it's
patterns.
kind of like
'Cause I
a
think
makeshift instrument.
drumming would be probably the earliest form of,
yes,
you get me, beat.
Yes.
I think just logically the way my brain works, the vocals would have came after to complement the music that people was being heard. You get that do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think because you wouldn't even when you make music now, you wouldn't. Obviously, you can do it, but you wouldn't make someone just lay their vocals down and then build the beat backwards. You'd rather do it the other way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That. So I feel like in the history of the world, if you went back, there would be people that was, I don't know, even if they done it by accident, making noise, and then that sounds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? And then someone else one day was with their drumming and just came out and was like, like, yo, this is fire. You get me? Just evoke something in it. They heard the music that gave you that feeling, like you're saying. If you see someone playing the piano or something, it made someone that could, and then they started singing. That's just the way I assumed it would work.
I mean, that makes sense, but at the same time, I think the other side of the argument would also make sense, because I kind of see like music, especially when it comes to like singing or rapping or whatever it may be, right? It's just an extension of language. You know what I'm saying? And every single language, the tonality is different, and that's basically the building blocks for singing, for range and like emotions being evoked.
100%.
Because you can say certain things this way, say it this way, or you know what I mean?
your cadence. Is it cadence?
Yeah, your cadence will
cadence.
change, and that's kind of how you would, I guess, get emotions to kind of, to be dismayed amongst the people in some way. But at the same time, the instrumentation, surely, I guess, if you go back in time, you would think banging on stuff.
What was the inspiration then? Because if you're going to say that the singing came first, where did they find the rhythm? If that do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
like.
I told you there's a rhythm in life anyway. You have a rhythm even before you've got physical expression of that.
So what would you think?
I think it would have been the voice.
The voice.
I believe so. That would have been the first form of expression in my head.
They could have been making music, drumming sticks and things from before they invented the wheel. Fire around cavemen.
That's what I'm kind of leaning more to that. That's what I'm thinking.
With no language and no grunting. They weren't. What were they singing?
In my head, that would have come from the mind anyway, right? There would have been a pattern in their head before they look to do that. It's not just independent of each other, right? So if they're doing that in my head,
So they're humming it.
in my head, in my head.
Or I guess could it just be another way of like you're saying, for example, like if you want to go back to the caveman and stuff, right? If they were just grunting and stuff, right? Maybe to kind of alert another person to a potential danger or something, there'll be a certain rhythm you did, kind of like just basic knocking the door twice or 3 times in a particular
Like Morse
way,
code
right?
or something.
You know what I'm saying? And so that became a way of transferring this information, and that's kind of how you'd have maybe the building blocks of music and instrumentation, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Because then I guess you can kind of pass on certain things from generation to generation without having to speak it.
But you can clap. You can.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
That's
depends on
still
what
that's
if
still
you
counts
believe-
as an instrument.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
that's not.
Yeah.
That's
you get
still
me?
exactly still like rhythm and whatnot. Yeah.
I feel like we're creative with it. I feel like it was just in us.
Even the Nigerian artists.
Yeah, the praise and worship. Yeah, they really
praise and
go in.
worship. Yeah. So
We should do that in boarding school. Wake up very early in the morning, and we had to have like praise and worship in the morning. It was dark outside.
wait, you grew up in Nigeria? You said what?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you come to the UK?
I was 13.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to have like boarding, like we're doing all of that clapping
Right.
Like the step
in the
thing.
morning. Maybe that's why I don't like clapping anymore. No, we're not. We're not stepping.
Yeah, stepping actually. At the HSBC.
BCUs.
Just BC.
At 6 a.m. That's whack. Maybe that's why I don't like clapping. It's like I just don't like. That's why I don't like clapping. That must be why. That's really just clicked.
It's trauma.
It is PTSD. But yeah, I feel like we were born with like rhythm because obviously I guess it depends on your beliefs and stuff. But as a Christian, I know that God loves music. And when I read the Bible, like when you talk about like David's Psalms, those are music. That's all poetry and stuff like that. I feel like we're born with it.
Do you feel like if you just look at us, right? We've all created music or listened to music to varying degrees, just in this room alone, right?
You used to do music as well, didn't you?
That's
You
something,
kind
right?
of kept that quiet the whole time.
But do you feel like how it affects us, right? It should be something that should be made mandatory in terms of teaching it in schools. The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people say it brings out the creativity in an individual,
Yes, and
right?
yes, and yes, and yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you perform all the time. In terms of the discipline, the effort that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Starting something and make sure you finish it. All these type of things that you can, only because surely it will kind of translate to productivity in other areas of life.
But not everybody, even people that like music and like listening to it, they don't need that side of thing. They don't need that side of it. For it to be mandatory, it's like it's not a necessity. Obviously, there's things you can get from it, the discipline or whatever.
That's
like,
actually really interesting.
But there's lessons you can learn. Them lessons, discipline and stuff in PE. Like,
Yeah,
do you get what I'm trying to say? That so it's not a necessity. Like, not everybody needs it. Not everybody, even as much as they enjoy it and like dancing and like listening and singing the songs, not everybody cares enough about it. So it's a byproduct of just life. Like, and it's just something I'm just gonna take. And not everybody cares as much about music like that.
Do you feel like they need to care though? And also, right, like a lot of the time, people who study music actually like study it properly, like play instrumentation, things of that nature. In school, they typically get higher grades than everybody else.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what they say.
To a degree, yeah. I see what you mean.
So couldn't that be a way to just bring everybody up to a certain level? You don't have to take it on past like 18 and
Yeah, but do you know what it
what
is
I'm saying?
though? I feel like with music and art, with creative stuff, unless you're genuinely interested in it and you're talented in it and you actually care to pursue that talent, it's torture. Because I did art. I can't draw for shit. And I was annoyed I had to do this. I had to do this from primary school. I was so annoyed. I didn't like it at all. I didn't enjoy it at all.
I can relate to that. It's
I hear what you mean.
It's
I
annoying.
need to express myself. I can't do this shit.
Do you know what I mean?
fine.
And literally, and all it reminds me of is how bad I am every time. And I did music, and I had piano lessons like after school and all that kind of stuff. But after I was like, yeah, man, this is not my calling. And now it became a chore.
I hate music.
Back in secondary school, and it's funny enough. Like, music,
I mean, it's
back
annoying.
in secondary school, music lessons was the only lesson I was kind of looking forward to. And funny enough, everyone else in the class, that was their time to kind to chill and like mess around.
No,
or
that
whatever.
was, yeah, that's my time to chill.
Yeah.
Because when I think about like how much we use technology now,
just cooking.
I was in front of the class paying attention, and everyone else, that was their time to kind of just
yeah,
flop
unless
around
you're
or
interested
whatever.
in it, it's honestly
I
a
hate
bore.
music. Them arts and crafts. I hate art. I
hate
love
media.
drama.
I
love
drama was
drama.
annoying, man. I hate drama.
Drama was my bag. Drama was my bag. Improvising or whatever. They put me in the groups when he sets the scene. What we got to do? All right, come. You're doing
work.
this. You're doing this. This is what happened. I'll produce the whole joint from the rip. I used to love
Every
drama. Drama
creative
was my
class,
shit.
actually, I hated it, and it's interesting, ironic.
Every
You see what
single
I mean
one.
now?
There's gotta
Even
be
me,
one.
I hated media. Oh my gosh! I think the only thing I liked was maybe ICT, but it was easy for me because I didn't have to try, and I'd get a good grade.
Yeah, but
I get distinctions. I didn't have
that's
to.
not a creative, is it? It's like art,
music,
drama. I would go.
And media, that's creative stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for real, innit? So
Yeah, but I'm more of a. That's the thing.
you must have liked one of them.
But babes, I didn't. But I'm more of a I like maths. Oh, love maths. Like all the equations, let's find the X and all that shit. I'm finding that. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like unless it's your thing,
I would
it's just
expect
a
everybody to
chore.
like some type of creative. Like, there must be one that you went to that you was like, yeah, this is my bag.
I hated all of them.
What about you, man?
Creative.
Within that creative realm kind of
I
thing.
think kind of like Esther. I was more so with the maths and the sciences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like book. Like I'm a book. Like I like.
Bookworm.
Yeah, I like things that like, okay, this is how we get the answer. This is an equation. This is like even science as well. I enjoyed science. Let's get my brain working. For me, all the art classes were just relaxation time, but it was boring because I wasn't. Because I obviously had to like engage with it, but I'm not really enjoying this.
Yeah.
It was just annoying, man.
But see, the thing is with art though, like many people can tell you, half the world will probably tell you I don't like art, but everyone will tell you they like music.
Music is
Yes, it's almost like an automatic answer kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the drawing side of it. What about you, Brent? None of the creative lessons took you?
You didn't like certain creative lessons because you keep to yourself, innit?
Me?
Yeah, you don't like to be in public
Group.
and doing stuff. Yeah, group
Group work.
activities and
I
whatnot.
hate
You like to
group
speak
work.
up and whatnot.
I don't think that's the case.
No, you
know?
ain't got no problem speaking if it is that you ask the question, but you don't volunteer your
Information.
exuberism.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe it might have been how it was taught as well. Because I think with music, the type of things you're taught, how rigid it seems in school anyway, it was never
the
something
practical
that...
side of
yeah,
it.
it was never something that interested me. But say it was related to maths, right? And how it's exact, the chord progressions and how it's... I don't know, some
would've had
other
me
side...
then.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I would have been interested.
I liked drama. I can't remember music. I can remember flute, but I can't remember liking music.
No, never.
Oh, I played the flute.
Music was definitely downtime. Music's an off lesson.
100%.
Literally, that's the.
That's what I said. Yeah, literally, everyone
Yeah,
else's
that's when
time
you
to
do your
just
other
chill out.
homework that you haven't done yet.
And it didn't help that my music teacher in secondary school was so chilled out and lax. Like
They
literally.
always are.
Yeah,
And the art teachers are like hippies.
No,
Yes.
my art teacher was uptight,
Yeah.
man. My art teacher was uptight and just onto us. But,
Really?
music, they could just do it off. The drama, them man, there was flamboyant.
Okay.
I think the girls used to get felt up in drama class
Just get felt up by
because
who?
it was really
Yeah,
dark. in
allegedly,
there.
yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, the rooms are always dark, weren't they?
Yeah.
Part of the scene, innit? Set the scene. This one's a blue movie.
I want to ask you guys actually, just like a quick kind of
Blue movie.
segue. Speaking of blue movies, actually, soundtracks to like TV shows and stuff like that. Is there any TV shows that you guys like the soundtrack of?
Insecure, right? Issa Rae and the team did a great job from season 1 all the way to the end. The soundtrack was perfect.
I'm nodding my head like I know what you're talking about, but I
No,
don't.
it was a lot of art. So
know.
like, I actually read the other day that there was themes with each season. I didn't clock it, but obviously people who pay attention to these things clocked it. And like some of them, she would have like up and coming artists as well. It was really sick.
Okay.
But yeah, but actually, remember watching the that clip from the little
The baby.
no, the other one the other day. No, this was 2 days ago, I think, when we were talking about the film 2 days ago, and
Oh,
that
yeah,
clip
yeah,
about
yeah.
you know, I realized how much music can actually add so much
100%,
emotions to things.
yeah.
Because really, actually, what I was seeing wasn't scary, but the music was what was making me feel uneasy. Yeah, and Nolly would do a great job of that.
Yes.
To be fair,
Friends, man.
Oh, classic Friends. Yeah.
Friends, what?
Theme song.
The soundtrack.
Friends theme
Because I
song.
was talking about. I thought you meant the sound, the background sounds.
I don't know. Oh, the music, actual part of it.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Is that
mean, like
what
the
you
actual intro. You know when they're playing the theme song to the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marisha has got a good one.
Oh, okay.
M to the.
Mo
O
to
to
the.
the. Man, that was a big
That was,
rhythm, you
bro,
know.
that was a tune.
That was a big song.
What's it?
Power.
What? Fresh Prince.
Oh, Fresh
Power,
Prince.
Power,
Yes.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Power.
Fresh Prince,
Power
yeah,
goes off in the
They
rave.
say this is
So
a
does
big
Fresh
rich
Prince.
town.
Yeah.
Power messed up everything for me because when people ask me that question, I can't. It's like I forget every other intro that I used to like, even like as a kid growing up on the
Oh,
shows,
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah,
and I just automatically go to Power. It's just like
Power's too
that's
sick,
the-
man.
That's not even fair because that's not even like a proper. That's like
Big up Joe.
that's a musician. That's just
Yeah, it's
music.
true.
That's
Yeah.
a song.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
just
That's
Joe.
not fair. That's a
That's
song,
Joe.
Joe. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That. But yeah, no, that one was.
I will say that as a kid, my favorite shows were the ones that didn't have theme songs. Like I love My Wife and Kids for that. Let's just get straight into it.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I feel like
true.
we
They
lose
never had that,
time.
isn't it? Yeah,
Do you know what I
that's
mean? We
true.
lose time when we're doing all this till West Philadelphia. I ain't got time. What did Aunt Viv say? Do you get me? Let's get into it. I like
There
shows
was
that
a
have
point.
true.
There was a point when it's like I was
Stop
like,
it now.
especially with the Fresh Prince, I was like,
I get
like,
it.
Yeah.
We know now. Like you don't. You could skip this now.
Do
We
you not
know
feel
this.
like that?
We know
Yeah.
this now.
Literally.
Yeah,
Like,
I need
know
what I need, yeah.
what happened in West Philly.
We know you're born and raised. We know
Yeah,
you're
you met
kicked
the
out.
you met the
We
taxi
know.
man. I get it, Kitty.
We know it.
Like
We get it.
you could drop this out now.
Do you know what I think? I keep saying what these streaming platforms used to do, Netflix and them. And if anyone does this, yeah, I'm definitely gonna come for my check. But they should. So you see when you start a series here and it's got like a long intro, you should be able to skip intro for the rest of the series. for the rest of the season. I don't want to watch it every single time
Yeah.
and skip intro. Like for me, I'm like, it's technology. Aren't you smart enough to see that I keep skipping this? So just avoid it. But yeah.
Someone said Keenan and Kel, Coolio.
Oh yes.
Man, like Star Crow.
R.I.P. Coolio. That's a good one.
Succession.
What's the theme song?
How's the theme song to Succession?
There's not lyrics or anything. It's just the music.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like this one as well, actually.
You
know
know
when-
Game of Thrones as well.
I was about to say Game of Thrones.
What's Game of
I
Thrones?
was gonna say it's that's just music. That's like a
Yeah.
Oh, is that okay?
yeah. That's a instrumental.
You can't forget
I'm never gonna
EastEnders.
watch
I
that.
don't know if you guys watch EastEnders. Doom, doom, doom,
Dun,
doom,
dun,
doom,
dun,
doom,
dun,
doom, doom.
That's the classic.
That's
That's got to be the number
classic
one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's bigger than Power in
That's
England.
bigger than Power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
If
is
from
bigger than
England,
From a British point of view,
Well,
yeah, that's
why?
bigger
I
than.
wouldn't say so. Yes. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. EastEnders was lit. EastEnders. I don't even know because people still watch it as well.
still
Yeah.
watch
Like,
it.
which is
Mad.
actually bonkers
Yeah,
to me.
that's
Like, people
insane.
still
But they
watch
don't
it
miss it.
religiously. But obviously, I there was a time in my life where I'm not being missed. Like no, I'm saying never though. Never for like years.
That's
for like
crazy,
years
man.
on. I'm never being missed. Monday, Tuesday, we'd get Wednesday off. We get Thursday. We get Friday.
Yeah.
You get me? If you ain't got nothing to do on Sunday, you might watch the
Omnibus. Yes,
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this ain't a joke. That wasn't a joke. That was a part of man's upbringing.
Yeah,
You get me?
yeah, likewise.
I'm from a certain age. Phil, Sharon,
Yes.
Grant.
Grant,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, this ain't a joke.
It's like
crazy,
Sunset
bro.
Beach and Neighbours.
Oh yeah, Neighbours.
Neighbours and Home and Away.
Yes,
Yeah,
they had
and
some
Home and
big
Away.
Home and Away
tunes.
was
Yeah.
Home and Away was proper. All Pippa and them gal there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People in them.
Pippin and them.
yeah, that was
funny,
serious. That was dead serious as well. I don't know how come what the Australians got us like that.
Sure, you know.
Trouble had us though. Saved by the Bell.
Trouble, yeah.
Say by the Bells lit. Zach Morris.
That was a
man
good.
there.
That was a good
Yeah.
theme song as well. They had.
California. Do you remember the California Dreams? Or whatever. What's the song called? They was they had the group and the Black Youth. Is it California
Dreams.
Dreaming or what's
In the show.
and they used to they was
yeah,
always
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to blow. Or are they?
What's the name of the team? What's the name of the
Are they
graduate?
from? They're not from Say by the Bell. Who? Wait.
It sounds familiar.
Ah,
Yeah, it's California Dreams.
Y'all could
is it
just
California
Google
Dreams?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And
And
there
it
was
was a black guy.
huh? There was a black guy in there. Yeah, they had a black youth in the band, and they was always trying to blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they were singers.
They love a surfboard back in them days.
Innit?
Love the surfboard.
90s TV was cold though.
Yeah, nice TV was. Yeah.
You come to think, Hang Time, Trouble was
was it,
cooking.
Yeah.
Penga.
I was at
Topanga.
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, Boy Meets World.
I
Yeah.
only watched that this year.
Hmm?
I only watched that this year. I think you guys told me about it and I watched it.
Well,
I
Boy
liked
Meets
it.
World.
Yeah.
You went back.
No, I've never watched it, babe. It's my first time watching it.
You know what I'm saying? You went to the original. You went watched the old school
They
joint.
tried to come back with a new one. It didn't slap.
Same characters.
Yeah. No, just Topanga and what's the guy's name? The guy. Yeah, but
Corey?
it was about his kids. That is called
okay.
Girl Meets World. I didn't want him to meet the world. I just stopped it. Corey, that's it. That was good.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, yeah. So, Paul, yeah, you
Yes, sir.
do music. That's your full time.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I want to ask you this question, yeah. Like, firstly, when did it become your full time thing? And also, what's your idea of success?
Very good questions. When did I get into the full-time music? Well, I'm 32, so I've been doing this for quite a while, and I started doing the music full-time when I was, I probably want to say about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Okay.
Before that, just kind of like had a normal job like everyone else, yeah. And I was very lucky at the time because I got signed to a major record label with one of my old bands. And yeah, unfortunately the band broke up in late 2018.
Okay.
But I've still been kind of doing other things since then as well. And I was able to get to do music full time. I think just being at the right place, right time kind of thing, right people kind of thing. Yeah, when the stars align, as they say. And then what was the second question? Sorry.
What's your idea of success?
My idea of success.
Do you have something in mind? Because obviously, like a lot of the time, a lot of people kind of think, success.
Materialist, kind of materialistic.
Not
thing?
necessarily just materialistic, but more so in terms of the world knows me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you mean.
But
Like fame.
yeah, but there's so many successful musicians the world don't know.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? And they're making, let's just say,
They're making your favorite songs.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
They're writing for them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even not necessarily even to that even degree, but just in terms of like they're making the amount of money that you would say somebody who's in banking or a successful manager is making, but doing music, something that you love.
That's my vibe.
Like, why wouldn't that be deemed a success potentially? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it depends on everybody's goals and everybody's
Exactly.
things different. Especially when
This is
if you put fame to it, then it could skew it. But then
Big time.
even so, that's like what you're saying. There's people in part of bands, drummers, bass players, whatever, that are like touring the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, making very good money, living a good lifestyle.
Yep. Yes.
And they might not be circular famous to the whole world, but the people who care and people who know know about them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you walk into certain doors, you walk into certain areas, you go to a certain demographic, you're famous. If that makes sense.
Big
Okay,
time.
cool.
Yeah.
You're not Drake, but
Exactly.
like I'm saying, like you're respected in your field and people and your craft, and you know and whatnot. So, I mean, I suppose that would definitely could be deemed as success. But then if you're chasing that fame, that I want to be Drake, I want to be Adele, I want to be Britney bloody Spears, like then
Britney Spears.
you probably might make yourself feel like you haven't hit the success that you want. I suppose it'll probably each of the individual.
And that's mentally draining as well. Draining, trying to chase like this so-called perceived fame or whatever, you know. For me, and also it's a very subjective question, but for me personally, my idea of sort of making it, as you say, I would say just being kind of happy, like mentally, and just being kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Content. Thank you. Yeah, content. Yeah, just being content. Obviously, with things like social media, doesn't help because in this kind of line, especially within the music world, you do get some people who really want to be sort of pursuing this being famous and kind of everyone should know their name kind of thing. And my kind of personality, I'm more kind of quite reserved. I tend to be quite sort of more in the background kind of thing, yeah. So for me, I'm not really trying to chase fame or be famous or whatever. And even if it did come, I don't think I'll probably deal with it well because I'm a very kind of reserved, kind of chill person. Yeah.
Do you also see, because obviously when you get to a certain age, you kind of like feel like, oh, you know, I wish I could retire at this age. Do you see a retirement in what you do?
Me personally, or do you mean in general?
No,
What-
you.
Me
You-
personally.
you as a musician,
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. Because I do quite a few different things under the music umbrella.
Okay.
I personally feel like I can keep doing them until the day I die.
I've always liked the fame aspect of it. I've always looked at like, not like celebrities or just people that, just the small selection of people that have been chosen for whatever reason, yeah. Because I always want to contribute to the world and stuff like that. There's people that people just know, and sometimes it's obviously in this day and age you've got social media and reality TV that's making people being known for no reason, which can rub people the wrong way or whatever. But for the most part, people are known for their talents and stuff. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's like there's millions of us walking around all day, and a lot of these people are going to go through their life and never be like, never be like, I don't want to say not contribute or nothing, but just be here. You get what I'm trying to say? And then there's a small set that like it's all eyes on them. We're in their life, and then like they're just the popularity, like, and I've always like. That's always like I can't explain, like just the wonder, like how come, like what did they do, like what happened there and rest of the day, and I wouldn't mind being part of that. Like I like that people know me. I've always enjoyed being popular. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I want to make my mark on the world. Like people know me for a reason, for whatever it may be, whether it be because I make music, whether I make content, whether you think I'm chatting shit, whatever it may be. People know me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I want as many people to know me in the world as possible.
You find that sometimes though, maybe some places that you go, like, you know, some people are like, oh, I can't go to Sainsbury's in peace. I'm too famous. No, I'm not saying you per se, but like
No, that would be.
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
it's like a be careful what you wish for, innit? You know what I'm
Yes,
trying to say?
yeah.
Because then your life's gonna change, innit? Right? You know what I'm trying to say? And it's on every scale. So I wouldn't want it to be. Then again, you know what it is. It is what it is. Like, if this is you saying this is what you want, if I can't go Tesco no more, then cool. Make Tesco come to me, man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'll just make Tesco come to me. It is what it is. I'm in it. I don't mind because I don't go outside in public and not get recognised. Like every day of my life. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if I go somewhere, I'm gonna get
I get to
recognised.
experience the mugs alarm in person. but why is that alarm? Why do you always have the alarm at 10 a.m? Just out of curiosity. Or is that a personal question? All right,
I don't want to break the
sensible.
mystique.
I feel like it's one of those things, one of the mysteries.
One of the mysteries of TDA,
I
man.
was on my way here, I was like, I've got to ask Marcus, why does he always do 10 a.m. alarm? I'm like,
Really, it's time. We've got to wind it down. We still in.
we're still on fucking hell, sorry. My bad, sorry guys. Sorry, let's move on. Sorry.
See, now you see my. Hey,
Sorry.
wrap this up. Man.
Let's be able to-
Sorry, my bad, guys. Sorry. Yeah, let's do that. Good shot.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, mate.
So our next headline, right? Apparently, Canada has been left out as China has lifted restrictions on group tours to multiple countries. That's including the US and the UK. It suggests a deterioration of relations following Canada's recent accusations that Beijing was meddling in its politics. Chinese officials said that Canada was excluded over the foreign interference claims. It could have a significant impact on Canada's tourism industry. Chinese tourists were estimated to have injected over, in dollars, $580 million into the Canadian economy annually in years prior to the COVID pandemic. China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism regulates which countries Chinese tour operators can visit, saying it's done to safeguard their citizens traveling abroad, but it has also been viewed as a political tool to advance China's political agenda overseas. So last week, China added 78 countries to its lists of approved destinations for group tours, excluding Canada, while adding other major G20 countries like the US, Germany, Australia, and South Korea. There's currently 138 countries on that list. Next headline, trigger warning here. And police have said that thousands of Muslims in a city in Pakistan have set fire to churches and vandalized homes belonging to Christians over claims that two men had desecrated the Quran. The attacks took place in Jaranwala in the province of Eastern Punjab, and police said that at least 4 churches had been set on fire, whilst residents said up to a dozen buildings connected to churches had been damaged. Blasphemy is punishable by death in Pakistan, by the way, right? No one has ever been executed for it, but dozens have previously been killed by mobs after being accused of the crime. The Muslim community is believed to make over 96% of Pakistan's population. Videos uploaded to social media show protesters destroying Christian buildings while police appear to watch on. Amir Mir, who's the information minister for the Punjab province, condemned the alleged blasphemy and has said in a statement that thousands of police had been sent to the area and dozens of people had been detained. Last headline takes us to Syria, where the government has doubled public sector pay while at the same time cut fuel subsidies as it tries to boost the war-torn country's economy. The announcements were made overnight after the value of the Syrian pound fell to a new low against the US dollar on the parallel or black market. The currency's collapse has helped fuel hyperinflation and pushed 90% of the population below the poverty line. The hardship has recently sparked rare protests in government strongholds. So more than 15 million people, which is 70% of the population, require humanitarian assistance, with 12.1 million considered food insecure. Presidential decrees issued early on Wednesday ordered a 100% increase in the salaries and the pensions of civil servants, military personnel, and government contractors, which is the first of such rise since December 2021. They also set the overall minimum monthly wage for all workers at 185,940 Syrian pounds, which is basically worth £17.09, right, at the official exchange rate right now. And the new minimum wage would only be enough to buy a third of the essentials, right, that the World Food Program, WPF, deems as essential, basically, right? And it calculates a family of 5 requires each month. It also would cover just over a tenth of such a family's minimum household expenditure as well. So vulnerable households have been struggling to pay their bills due to spiraling inflation, which is pretty much happening all over the world, with the minimum expenditure figure 62% higher than it was in May 2022 and 159% higher than in September of 2021, according to the WFP. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get to some word on road. Okay, not much from me today. First of all, though, please like the video. Drop in your timeline, share it, do all that great stuff. But basically, sad news, because I hate when marriages break up, but Sam Asghari, who is Britney Spears' husband, has filed for divorce from Britney Spears. So they got married, they've been together for, at the time they got married last year, June, they had been together for 5 years, and so they've been married, a year? And he did put down I always get this wrong. Irreconcilable. I was going to say retrievable. Irreconcilable differences as the reason why. And he put down the date of separation as the 28th of July. And also, apparently, right, he confronted her about cheating on him. I don't know much about... that's a lie. I don't know much about women that cheat, but that's a lie. But Britney Spears does not give me cheating vibes, man. Sis is just always on Instagram dancing in the middle of her living room with her low-cut pants. That's all she does. That's all sis does, man. But yeah, so there's that going on. I feel really bad for Britney Spears. When things happen to her, I feel really bad for her. Obviously, she was under that whole 13-year conservatorship and her family just being snakes. And she's been for a lot. Her kids been taken away from her. The world mocking her mental breakdown. Like, sis has been for a lot, man. So this is sad. But she hasn't addressed anything. All she did on her Instagram was just say she's gonna buy a new horse soon. So fair. But apparently, so they have got a prenup, but it's been alleged that he's trying to he wants that to be looked at again. And allegedly, there's threats of him releasing information, like private information and things of such nature, if he's not paid the right money, and he wants spousal support. They don't have any kids together, but he wants spousal support as well. I always find it funny when people say they want spousal support. To be fair though, depends on who it is. But when people say they want spousal support, I'm like, but that's when you break up with somebody, that's part of the perks you're losing. I can't be paying you every month for you to live a life that I blessed you with in my absence. That's silly. Well, anyway, some places it runs. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. But she's got a good lawyer. She's got a lawyer that had, what's it called? He's represented Johnny Depp, represented Kim Kardashian. So she's got a good lawyer behind her. And also the lawyer that did her prenup for her marriage to Sam is the guy who was able to break her conservatorship. So I reckon that prenup will be really, really tight. But all the best, man. All the best to Britney Spears. I hope she's good. I hope she's fine. I hope I see her I was sick of those videos, but now that I know this is all happening, I hope I see her happy on my timeline, dancing in her pant.
Can I ask a quick question? Yeah. Do you feel like it's this is not my opinion.
Yeah, go on.
Do you feel like it's a bit irresponsible for us as society to be entertaining Britney Spears?
Do you know what?
Isn't she insane?
Yeah, this is the thing. So, it's a bit of a tricky situation because there's sometimes I think, all is not well. But then I remember that all isn't well because of what she's been through. Do you get what I mean?
Is it because of what she's been through, or do
you know what it is?
Was that trying to help her?
No. I think she was locked up for like 13 years. That she's finally free. So the things that we take for granted, because remember during lockdown, everyone was doing TikTok videos, right? She gets to do her own TikToks today, but to her own tracks. Sometimes in silence. So I really feel like she's just free. Like she's finally in a place where she's free. Because when she was on the conservatorship, it wasn't just about them controlling her money. It was about everything. So all the shows she used to do back then as well.
That's mad.
They made her do those
so
shows.
Mad.
And they drugged her to be able to do those shows.
That's mad.
Because her body physically couldn't. So she was being drugged to be able to do that. So she's been through, she was actually a prisoner. She couldn't buy herself a Snickers bar just because she wanted it. She was on a strict diet. She was doing this. Like, they had her locked up for 13 years. So whenever she does things, I'm like, this is weird, man. But then I remember it's like she's been robbed of like her prime years. Do you get me? Because obviously when she was like new in the, well, not new, but when her career was popping off and whatever, is when she was going through her situation with her ex-husband and then the kids, and she shaved her head off. She was having a mental breakdown, but like in public. And as a result of that, that was what the family then used to get the conservatorship. She's been robbed of 13 years of her life. So I always think that, because I do think some of the things are weird, but it's weird because I've been free to do whatever for however long. Because really, when you think about it, she's just having fun, you know? Okay. She's just there in her living room just dancing. The other day, her husband came to tell her off. I was like, okay, enough of this. And she was like, no, I'm just dancing. I don't feel like she's well, completely well, but I get why she's not completely well. Okay. Do you get what I mean? But I feel like she's well enough to keep surviving, and I feel like she's doing the work she needs to do to find herself. Like she finally got a voice, which is why the whole conservatorship. Do you know what I mean? Like she was able to speak to her fans to let them know that like this is under duress. I don't want this to happen. So I feel like she's finally becoming herself slowly, but it will take her time. Okay. But it is an interesting. I feel like she's just like a child. Like she reminds me of a child. So I feel like the 13 years she's been locked up. It's like she's gone back to the age where she was first locked up, kind of thing, and she's just enjoying the simple things. Do you mean that the simplest things in life?
They done Britney dirty, man. It's one of the saddest stories.
It's so sad, man. That they actually locked this up.
No, she's...
Because you know she had a Vegas residency. And she didn't have that because she would... Like, people who have residencies celebrate the fact they have that. She was drugged up so she could do all of those shows. And she didn't want to do them. Her story is so sad, man. It's
proper
really, really
under
like,
duress, you know.
Mate, it's proper sad. So when I see her doing things, I'm like, this looks odd. But then I just feel like for someone who's been locked up here, it must just feel so great.
They're probably going to lock her up again, though, man.
I don't think so.
She seems like a proper mad woman.
I don't think they will. They don't have the thing, because one of the things they said is that she can't make decisions, but she can. All it is that she's just online. She's just on social media doing weird things sometimes. I mean, her husband says he's going to divorce her. She's like, okay, that's fine. I think I'm going to buy a horse, guys. That's why her entire Instagram. She had a whole have I closed it? I've closed it now. But she had a whole Instagram post about possibly buying a horse. Yeah, no, she's on it. She's got a picture of her on a horse, right?
Wow.
And the caption says, buying a horse soon. So many options. It's kind of hard. A horse called Sophie and another called Raw. I can't make up my mind. Should I join the camaraderie and put a pink cowboy hat on? Either way, I think I found my sweet spot with Raw. She's having a good time. Because you know what it is? Like, she's had tragedy after tragedy after. Because even her husband leaving her, that's going to be difficult. Because he was there with her for 5, 6 years, 7 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's going to be hard. But sister's been going through hard things for time. Like, give a girl a break. All right. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to buy a horse, man. I'm going to sail into the sunset. Single. Is what it's. But one thing about Britney Spears, though, she's like J-Lo and Ariana Grande. One thing about sis, she's going to find a man. I'm going to be sat on this sofa in a month's time telling you Britney Spears got a new man.
Got new, yeah.
Because they enjoy life. I want to date like a white woman. They just move on and they just move on and have a great time, man. So big up her. Someone who is losing their mind, means their damn mind, Doja Cat.
A few people have been talking about this online.
Doja Cat is losing her damn mind. To the point where basically the other day, so over the weekend on Threads, she went on a whole rant cussing her fans up. Do you know what it is?
Do you reckon she's like mentally stable?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's not. Yeah, she's got some issues. She shaves her hair off, shaves her eyebrows off, she does this weird poses online, she does a lot. She does a lot. I also don't think she's well. I think the fame and stuff is affecting in a negative way. She has like outbursts and stuff. I remember that time she went to the Met Gala or something. She was just meowing the whole time. They were asking her questions. She's like meow, 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 meow. And that's how she did the entire red carpet interview. She was just meowing.
And she met Britney before.
You think they're friends? Britney's more
shouldn't be laughing, but
Britney's more saying than Doja Cat. Doja Cat, nah.
Do you reckon?
Britney Spears.
Nah.
Yeah, she is. Britney still looks like Britney. Doja Cat does not look like Doja Cat. Doja Cat isn't out here having feline features.
But I think she identifies as a feline.
She identifies as a cat.
But Britney is doesn't
Nah,
identify
man,
as
'cause when
something
you see
crazy.
How can you say she identifies as a feline and then say but Britney? What are you talking about?
Britney identifies as a human being.
Because
On
at
that level
at
enough.
least it's like in her mind, she feels like, oh, I'm one of these. I'm gonna try to be like this.
Nah.
Britney
And you
feels
don't-
like she's normal.
No, but you think that's
Britney, you're
normal.
saying Britney's just dancing in her panties in the living room.
Literally, Britney's just having a good time in the
Having
living
a
room.
good
She's doing
time.
TikTok videos in her pants.
Well, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
all Britney's doing.
That's what Britney's doing.
That's all you lot see.
What do you see?
So someone thinks they're a feline, bro. What are you talking about? Like, I don't even understand. I don't even get where you're coming
I
from.
don't get the
here.
comparison. The fact that Doja Cat already identifies as a feline,
Yeah.
that's it.
She
won.
wins already. She
won.
wins.
Go on, Brent.
I hear what Iman is saying
Thank
because
you.
I think that Doja knows exactly what she's doing. She's weird like that. She's like a not a
Alternative kind of.
Yeah, she likes that kind of stuff, innit? And I don't think she actually thinks she's a cat.
Doja.
But Britney,
So, obviously, she's made that
Britney
choice.
thinks she's a human.
Doja Cat never came to the game like this. So
Doja
there's
was
things,
normal.
there's things that's happening that's affected her to make these decisions. You're just talking about she knows she's a cat. This ain't. She didn't. If she came into the game
As
acting
a
like a
cat?
cat, then you
Yeah.
would have a point. She was normal, bro. She was normal.
so are you arguing the point that she does believe she's a cat?
I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is, use that change, that thing, this whole cat stuff that you are
I
talking
think she
about.
just wants to be weird.
No, because you know what? So basically, Doja Cat was eccentric. She wasn't like a normal everyday girl. She had a little edge to her, but it was normal edge. She's now at a point where she's like, not saying shaving off your hair is a thing. I've shaved off my hair, but she's weird now.
She's got a lot of weird behavior online.
Yeah,
isn't she?
that's
weird.
That's her brand now.
So then maybe
I don't
Britney's brand to dance in her panties in the kitchen.
Britney's just free.
I think if I sit down and have a conversation with Britney and have a conversation with Doja Cat, I would walk away thinking Britney's not there.
No, but the way Doja talks, you probably think
but
that about
that's
Doja
the-
as well.
But you know,
But how do you know
the-
what she's doing?
No, you wouldn't, because she's saying meow. Meow. So you're telling me you're gonna have a conversation with Britney, and Britney's telling you about her woes, and you're gonna have a conversation with Doja Cat, who's meow meow, and you're gonna walk away with meow better.
I actually think if you asked Britney to
Yeah.
basically be a cat for the day,
Should
she
do
would
it.
commit to it.
Wow.
She would commit to it. She wouldn't even ask me why. Okay.
You have this seller on it. Do you know what is okay? Well, I'm looking at Britney's videos, isn't it? Because you know, like, okay, you know when celebrities, you know when artists are on stage, and they have like this whole persona and this whole ego, and they're like looking into the camera, and then they say one word, and the audience screams, and they kind of give you sexy. That's what Sister's doing. I feel like maybe she's just practicing for her shows. She's just posing in front of the cameras.
Is that like a shock? Is that like a little reel or something? What was that?
Yeah, it's like a.
It's a
15
clip from a
seconds. It's like
54-minute video.
This is 50
She
seconds.
does
this
that
one.
for 54 minutes.
This
And
is
then she
No
walks
way.
on the ground with her dog.
54 minutes.
54 minutes.
Wow.
First, I just need to know where she gets her pants from, because why are they so low? What is that?
Yeah, she always. Yeah, I've always noticed she's always had quite low slung kind of like. Always.
Low hip.
That's a body shape, man. That's a body shape.
That's what I've been laughing.
At this point, I think Doja Cat. I think Britney's in better condition than Doja Cat.
She is, man.
I'm just saying.
Oh man.
All sisters is dance.
Yeah. Yeah. Her underwear's always.
You see?
Yeah.
You missed the head flip.
She needs help, man.
No, you missed the
Oh
head
my
flip.
days.
No, look at her, please. Imagine your husband coming in. See your wife doing
Oh,
that.
go on for that.
What the hell?
And you know these are the same moves
She's just having a
since
good time, man.
since like when she was on the box. Like the same moves.
Yeah, she's been with the same moves. She ain't got to change them. But we've got Mary J. Blige, does the same moves.
That's true. That's true.
Buffy does the same moves.
I think you got to let her land, man. People are doing TikToks in their kitchen all the
She
time.
just dances. She's practicing her show moves that she's going to perform on stage. I don't know, man. Britney is pretty normal to me, man. Her pants is just what kills me. 'Cause I'm like, sis, why are they so low?
What is that type of panty called?
Yeah, there must be a name for that.
Because
Low rise
hipster,
briefs or hipsters.
there's bikini. But it never goes this low. I feel like they're custom made.
Oh man.
Custom made, you know.
That's actually what she does.
Yeah, even that one. They're proper low as well, isn't it?
It's just different. She's just happy, man. She's having a good time.
What is she?
this is expression.
She's expressing. It's art.
Yeah.
This is art.
She's just dancing.
This is art. She had boots on. This time with the pants.
Okay, see, now you're talking about Doja Cat knows what she's
Yeah,
doing. This
yeah,
woman
that
knows what
one
she's
there.
doing.
Do you know what she's doing?
With the boots.
This
as
woman
well.
knows what she's doing. It's always the same pants.
They're so low. Those
She's got
pants.
German pants. Listen.
She
is-
looked at her catalogue, right? All of the shoes lined up, and she's like,
And we're
"This
gonna
is the
boots.
best one."
Yeah, I think that's intentional.
She's dressed for summer at the top,
Oh my god, she got it. Oh.
beach in the middle, and North Pole
Turn
at
that
the
around to the
bottom.
camera and see that. Go back, please. Go back quickly.
That's funny.
Wait, hold on.
Is that on TikTok or Instagram?
This is a Twitter.
Twitter, okay.
What?
That's funny.
What is that?
Not a
funny.
shimmy. I love her, man. She's locking and dropping it.
Nah, man.
Big up Britney Spears, man. I'll show
know,
the skirt on one time.
TikTok's one of the biggest growing apps in the world. People are dancing on TikTok every day doing absolutely foolishness on there as well. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's just dancing, minding her business.
Can I also say, yeah, so you see all the time she's been locked up, yeah, she doesn't know the etiquette for social media. So she just posts things. Do you get me? She's unaware that you're meant to have drafts.
That kind
You
of
post the best
yeah.
thing. Do you get me? Do you get what I mean? Is that when people come out of jail? They've been in there. They don't know how Instagram works. And then they're using Instagram the way we used to use Instagram first time when we post our coffee, post a banana, post everything, use all them filters.
Some people still use Instagram like that.
Because she's using filters on these things. Her videos are filtered. No one uses Valencia and them on videos anymore.
Valencia and
she's
them.
using them. So sis is just unaware, man. But Doja, Doja's lost nearly 300,000 followers. Yep. She said she doesn't care though.
Jesus.
Because basically, she was cussing her fans. This is why I said she's doing what she's doing. Basically, she set up on Threads over the weekend. She was cussing her fans out, and so her fans are called kittens, right? And she said, if you call yourself a kitten or fucking kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house.
Wow.
And then someone said, basically someone was like, yeah, but you gave your fans the name. And she's like, yeah, when I was an alcoholic teen, basically. So she's been telling her fans off, telling them to go and get a life, telling them, and one of them was using her real name. Her real name is Amala something, right? And that was their like screen name. And she was like, you're such a fucking creep to be using my name. She said my fans don't get to name themselves, nothing, blah, blah. And the person who used her name was a creep. So she's been cutting her fans out, man. So they've had enough, and a bunch of them decided to unfollow her. And she's saying that she feels free. She feels free, and she feels unbothered about the fact that that's what's happened. She said, seeing all these people unfollow me makes me feel like I've defeated a large beast that's been holding me down for so long. She says, it feels like I can reconnect with the people who really matter and love me for who I am and not for who I was. Yeah. So I guess the people that are loving her now are feline aligned. So that's great.
I used to really like Doja Cat, just but I'm unsubscribing to her now. She's.
But you know what it is, like, I do think I feel like her situation is like the Britney thing when Britney had that mental meltdown.
Meltdown, yeah.
And I think that with Doja as well, because people do like these weird, funky things, it's easily missed. Like I feel like on social media, we see so many people have mental breakdowns and they become memes. I remember when Tyrese was breaking down, they just end up becoming memes. We make jokes about it. We do all these things.
And that kind of further pushes them into...
It pushes them deeper into that. When really they should be getting help. So I hope she's got people around her who can help and speak to her and all that kind of stuff. So I just seen on my main page as well, today's A-level day. So good luck to anyone who's got kids who are getting the A-level results today. And anyone who watches our show who is in that realm. If you didn't get what you want, it's not the end of your life. Life will continue. You'll be great. All right. Also, great news, of course. Chris Brown has announced he's got a new album coming out. Love it. So he says, new album name, he put like 3 sirens. I know this is serious. This is not a drill. This is real. He says, new album name, 11/11. Possible album release date, 11/11, 11th of November. This will be my 11th album and will contain 11 songs. There's an 11 theme going on. And obviously we know Chris Brown. Chris Brown loves an album with 30 songs, right? So in my mind, well, 45 actually, one of them had. But in my mind, I'm like, if he's got 11, this is going to be the greatest 11 there ever was. So
How do you
let's
feel
do
about
it.
his last album?
Liked it.
Okay.
I like all Chris Brown's albums. Do you know what I mean? I think I don't like every single track on it, but I have all the time, always for Chris Brown. To be honest with you, some albums are not as strong. Like I feel like the older albums are my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
The newer ones, if I have to pick my favorite ones, it would be tracks from there, here and there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not my favorite project. There's certain Chris Brown albums I can listen to from the start to the finish.
Like a whole body of work kind of thing.
Whole body of work.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely loving it. And then some of them I'm just like, okay, hon. But this one I think it'll be good. It'll be good. I hope he has another tour. I mean, now that the UK gates are open to him, I'm expecting to see him a lot more. And also, I thought to end on a very positive note, I've talked about Jamie Foxx quite a few times, but he posted something I thought was really, really positive and just so good. And he was talking about getting back to feeling like himself. So he says, you're looking at a man who is thankful, finally starting to feel like myself. It's been an unexpected dark journey, but I can see the light. I'm thankful to everyone that reached out and sent well wishes and prayers. I have a lot of people to thank. You just don't know how much it meant. I will be thanking all of you personally. And if you didn't know, God is good all day, every day. And he says swipe left, and indeed swipe left because he's a zaddy. But yeah, big up Jamie Foxx and all parties involved. And
Survived.
I'm so happy, man, because I'm happy that he's alive, he's doing well, he's great, he's in a great place, he's healthy. I feel like stuff like that makes you really reflect on life. I can imagine how he's going to be moving forward. Because he was never really a loud person like that, to be fair, anyway. But I can just imagine how that must have been quite humbling as well. Realize you're here one day and not the next. But yeah, man, big up him. That's all from me. Let's get into the People's Journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. I don't have much to talk about today. First thing I wanted to mention was what Esther just mentioned just now about A-level results and stuff like this. It's basically hundreds of thousands of students in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland are going to be receiving their grades today. And basically, it seems as though MPs or whatever are people who are, I guess, kind of concerned about the grading, right? I trying to put certain things in place to basically improve them. Because basically what they've realised is last year, more than a third of UK A-level entries got the A and A-star grades, right? But compared to 2021, that was 44.8%. That's almost like half. It's crazy, right? And in 2020, it was 38.5%. So it has dipped. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you go back to pre-pandemic times, right? In 2019, that summer before the pandemic, 1 in 4 UK A-level entries were awarded the A to A-star grades. So remember, there was that time where they were saying because of the pandemic, people ain't going to be able to sit the exams.
Oh, they have to give
So
them
they were predicted grades. So it seems like, at least this is how I'm kind of seeing it. 2019, it was normal. 1 in 4 basically got their A and A stars. But then 2020, it jumped from 20, like I said, 1 in 4, 25%, up to 38.5%, right?
Quite good. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. But remember, they're not being graded exams, exam-wise.
Yeah.
Then the next year, in the pandemic, it jumped up to 44.8%.
But those ones are definitely not graded.
Exactly.
They're definitely projected.
then the grades came back.
In
And
reality.
it dropped down to 36.4%.
That's still better though. And they sat exams, right?
Yes, I believe so. These guys.
36%.
Sorry, not these guys. The ones, last year.
So 36% sat exams. That's good because that's
I think
higher
they
than
did
before COVID.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So yeah, they're pretty much saying, like you said, it is good, but it kind of just makes people kind of concerned that maybe this may dip again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because obviously the whole COVID time was predicted grades and things of that nature. But yeah, that's basically what they're saying. But they're trying to get everyone to obviously do better, obviously as you should. But this is because what they're saying is there's going to be more competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there has been a growth in the population in terms of 18-year-olds. So there's just more 18-year-olds nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And also there's increase in international demand as well. So if you're not getting the grades that you obviously need to get to university, do what you want to do in life, this can be problematic for you, innit? So I guess they're just kind of just reinforcing that to the students. The next thing I wanted to mention is about rents, man. So rents across the UK have again increased in the year to July, right, at more than double the rate of house price rises, right? This is according to official figures, right? So basically what they're saying is private rental prices rose by 5.3%, right? With the greatest increase seen in Wales. So again, this is according to official figures by the ONS, the Office of National Statistics. And basically in Wales, private rent prices grew 6.5%. The rate has been steadily increasing for the past 2 years. The latest overall is 5.3% in the UK, which is up from 5.2% in June, but a low of 1.3% compared to 2 years ago. So again, it's not looking great at the moment, is it? And I guess when you look at the private sector, typically this would just be down to interest rates being increased, homeowners, obviously, who are renting out their properties, obviously needing to maintain their profit margin at least, or at least, if you're not going to maintain, at least get a profit anyway. So obviously they're having to put up rents as well, innit? So that's what's causing that typically. And the last thing I wanted to mention is, ChatGPT, right? The whole rise of this AI thing, right? What researchers from the UK have found is that ChatGPT itself is showing a significant and systemic left-wing bias.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, according to the new study by the University of East Anglia, right, they're basically trying to say that ChatGPT favors the Labour Party and the views of Joe Biden, basically, yeah, man. And they're basically concerned. So people like Elon Musk has come out, basically kind of concerned about how ChatGPT has an inbuilt political bias. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this going to affect us down the line? Because obviously you request certain information from ChatGPT, and it's going to swing you slightly to the left, isn't it?
That's so interesting about that. That's very interesting.
So yeah, this is something that people are kind of concerned about.
Well, how do you request information from it? What do you say? Like, what do you ask it?
It's kind of like Bard, isn't it? I think. Isn't that right, Brett?
You mean Bard is like ChatGPT?
Yeah. Or is
I thought
ChatGPT like Bard?
In the chat?
No, ChatGPT came first.
Huh?
ChatGPT came first.
No, but I mean, like, in terms of what they do.
Yeah. But ChatGPT, I don't think it has access to information after 2021 yet.
Okay.
Maybe I have to do it for the paid version, but
Oh,
yes,
you can
lots
ask
of
it.
stuff,
You can
yeah.
ask it stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was just for like writers and that. I thought it was just.
it's everything,
Yeah.
coding.
What, you mean ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally everything. Yeah,
What
literally
about my
everything.
CV?
Yeah,
If you wanted to,
Yeah.
yeah. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. Sick.
So yeah, basically what they're saying is that ChatGPT is fed an enormous amount of text data from across the internet and beyond, all that type of stuff. The researchers said that the data set may have biases within it, which is basically influencing the responses from ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? They're also saying potentially it could be algorithm issue, right? And researchers said that this could amplify any existing biases in the data that is being fed as well. So yeah, man, the people are concerned. So again, that's pretty much it for the People Journal.
Lovely. Let's get into some Woke a Joke.
All right, guys. So we're gonna have a bit of a quick Woke a Joke. You know how the typical format is. I'm gonna give you 3 options and tell me which one of these you think is true. Yeah. So basically, one of these things, like I said, is true, but I'm gonna present it like all of them are. So the first thing is, the Catholic Church are looking to soon release information on alien sightings. If you people are not aware, basically the Vatican has obviously, like, in terms of just documentation across the centuries, right, for millennia, they've got stuff in the hidden vault, and this also includes sightings from the past about aliens and crafts, UAPs, UFOs, and even interaction with these particular aliens, right? But obviously, like we've discussed on the show, this could have like serious implications in the Christian world. So they've kept all of this under wraps. They're basically saying they're looking to release some of this information. I don't know what information they're going to release. It might be the surface level stuff, especially now that, what's his name, David Grush had that meeting with the Congress and things of that nature. So it's like maybe they're prepared to release a few things, you know what I'm saying, that's not too crazy. But yeah, that's the first thing. Second thing is that Catholic Church is also looking to train more priests in the art of exorcisms. You know, back in the day, a lot more priests, look at that, it's his face. A lot more priests could actually do the whole exorcist stuff.
I thought that was one of those things like speaking in tongues. Like, if you're called, you'd be able to exercise. That's it, thank you. I would have thought, I didn't think that we'd need training for that.
Yeah, you do, man. That's why some of them get beat up by the spirit.
I love those videos. I love those.
Man. What they're saying is basically that there has been an increase in reported demonic possession cases in the world.
Oh, in the world?
So they're basically, you know, Catholic priests are pretty much all over the globe, innit?
Yeah, but like, who are they cleansing? The people in the church, or they're just going to go on the high street and just get people?
It might be just like, because if you look at the films, yeah, obviously I'm just basing it on the film, right? Typically the mom or the dad belongs to the church. And the child, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe someone in the community, something like that, right? But yeah, basically that's what's happening. There's been an increase in demon possessions around the world. Typically it isn't like, you know, the third world part of the world, but still there's been an increase. And they're concerned because it is affecting their parishes. So what they're saying is they're now going to be rolling this out.
There's got more demons in the church.
And the last thing is that the Catholic Church want to start removing the requirement for priests to be celibate.
I was waiting for you to get to this one. I have a theory.
So again, for priests to be celibate?
Yeah, so they're basically saying they're going to start allowing them to have sex again.
First of all, they've been having sex. Their man's been having sex some times with people they should not be having sex with. Yes. I reckon that could be the one, because basically in this age of consent that we live in, and they're tired of all these alleged, stories about, abuse and stuff. This is their way of getting ahead of it, where they can now argue that things are consensual. And they wouldn't be, because it's a power play, but one step at a time.
Okay.
I don't believe those people are really celibate. Must be dying.
And you feel like you don't feel like that's gonna have crazy implications in the church?
No,
because remember, this is a tradition that's been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those things where, like, to the public, it's all about what's the word?
Perception.
Perception. That's the word. It's about perception. But if you're in there and you're in the know, you know you can get it in. Get him with Sister Margaret over there.
They're changing trends all the time anyway. You can't pick and choose what you want to change, man.
Hold on, are they doing? They're doing gay marriages now,
changing,
right?
Man.
Not in Catholic Church, I don't think.
In some
Church
church,
of
though.
England? The Church of
I
England?
thought it was Church of England. Are they different?
Yeah, different.
I thought Church of England was a Catholic church.
Nah.
Are they? I didn't know that.
I did not.
Okay.
I thought they were the
All
same.
right.
No, you got the Anglicans, you got the Catholics.
And then you got Church of England. So
No,
Church of England is Anglican.
Anglican, yeah.
I went to an Anglican church once.
Yeah, the priests don't need to be the same as
Gosh.
the ones back in the day anymore. Like, time's changing, isn't
What,
it?
celibate?
Yeah. They
There
don't
were
even need to
times.
be as holy.
So-
No, facts.
They don't have to be as holy, you know.
No, church ain't what it was, man.
Where it used to be.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? That so if it's changing, man. Let them slide,
I
man.
mean, they're training them to get rid of demonic spirits. Definitely ain't what it used to be.
You don't think the demonic spirits is... I shouldn't be giving
man.
no clues, but you don't think that's...
Yeah, because back in the day, when you were called by God, the Holy Spirit was in you, you're able to perform, you're able to do things.
But how far back...
No
in the day
training
to-
crap. I'm talking about Paul and Peter and them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they're the forefathers. You can't. There's no training camps to deliver people from spirits.
Okay.
That's why they get beaten up, because they're lying. They can't deliver nothing. They haven't delivered themselves from what's.
Remember, there's like loads of documentation, like loads of textbooks and stuff that they studied. You know, that's why when they go to these thingies, they read out specific scriptures, specific Catholic doctrine to exercise these people. But it's become a lost art.
Lost arts.
Yeah.
It's a lost skill.
It might be because of increase in mental health and things of that nature.
But that's the thing though, because how will they know who's demonic and who's not? That's discrimination, isn't it?
Potentially, but I think it's just based on they've got certain criteria. So they'll say, okay, yeah, mental health may be a thingy, but if they certain times exhibit extra strong strength, they can do certain things. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, there's certain things that a normal human can't
If they're
do.
in the corner of a room and stuff, if they're flinging people without touching them, that's what happens.
them type
I
of
mean,
crazy
people have been
things.
flung from the corner of a room.
It happens.
This happens.
Happens.
What happens?
That's
What you just said.
Jesus, outside of a film, have you not seen this?
Oh, you're asking if I've actually.
Or have you seen a video of this happening?
No, but you're like Nigerians. You'll come to
And?
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You'll know witchcraft exists, right? You'll know. Even
Yeah, but they ain't flinging people from the room. They just meet you in your sleep. they meet you when you're vulnerable.
What does that mean? As in, like, when you say meet them in the sleep.
So basically, when you're asleep, when people are sleeping, yeah, not you. When people are sleeping, and the witches and them wanna call you to the cult. When you're sleeping, you get taken to the meeting.
Is
You
it
wake up.
taken As in, people lift you.
No, your spirit is lifted.
Oh, you mean in the
In the realm.
Okay.
Yeah. So then what you find is that I guess you kind of wake up and you just see you're in the middle and it's a whole, it's the witches around you and stuff.
So that's the
intervention.
That's the length and breadth of the wickedness that happens in Nigeria.
No, of course. So that's the starter pack.
Proper stuff happens.
Start packing.
that's when they ease you into what's going to happen into you moving forward.
Can you remember, Emmanuel, when you? Because I swear I've asked you this on the air before, and you said I can't remember this. Can you remember when you told us, myself and Stephen, that when you were at boarding school, you saw on the news that there was a man traveling from Ghana to Nigeria, and he would touch people, and then they would realize that the penis is gone.
Oh, we talked about this, yeah.
And the only time that you can basically get your penis back is if it is as soon as it's gone, you gather some of the members in the community, and then get him and beat him.
Well, Brent is, sometimes Brent makes up stuff. He's not making this up, but he's added a few things. I never said you have to get people in the community.
Okay.
You can do it yourself, right?
But obviously, you're hysterical
about
because your willy's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But
So
no, this is real. This is real.
Well, you said it was on. I asked him.
Actually went on news.
Is it like news, like Sky? And he said, yes, it's the national news.
Yeah, apparently went on news. Yeah.
You said apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not shocking.
But you said apparently. Did you watch it?
I myself didn't see it on the news.
So who's telling you?
People, because this was a known
It was
thing.
a known thing.
It was a known thing.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that sounds right to me.
And to be
It's
fair,
only because he's now saying that it was.
it's only because I didn't see the news thing. But in terms of what was going on, 100% was going around.
No, I heard a story like that recently, right?
Oh, recently?
Recently, like a few weeks ago. I was listening to I Said What I Said, right? The Nigerian-based podcast and whatnot. And one of the girls was talking about her mum told her a story. Basically, it was this woman, and some man walked her out when she was out in public. And she realized one of her breasts disappeared.
Yep.
So she's like, oh my gosh. Sorry. She's like, oh my gosh. Because she was saying some stuff in Yoruba. It's so funny. Well, that's how I was crying. But anyway, I had to park my car because I was crying something I couldn't see to drive. But anyways, right? So one of her breasts is missing, right? So she's like, oh my gosh, guys. Like, he's stolen my breast, taking my breast. So now it's a whole commotion, whatever. The guy's like, well, the only way she can get the breast back is if he sucks the other one.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So then she's like, no, obviously now people have gathered around because in Nigeria, you just have to say one word.
Yeah.
People gather, everyone's jobless in that country. So now people are like to her, like, listen, let him land, right? Do you want your other breast back?
Exactly.
She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, of course I do, but I'm annoyed at him. I can't let him suck my breast, well, whatever. They're like, no, like, do you want your breast back? Or this is the only way you can get your breast back, right? Anyway, she's like, all right, cool. I let him suck the breast. Do you know what happened? He took the other one.
Oh man.
So when I tell you what Iman said, this is what you hear.
See, Brent?
These are the kind of things that you hear.
Tell you.
It's inherent and and it's in. Yeah, I actually saw it on the news. That's a
No,
if my mother or father said yes, I saw it this morning, I'll believe them.
No, but you know our newspaper reported that police arrested a goat. So you think that's
Yeah,
that's
for
not
real.
going to be on the news?
Sure.
I'm telling you.
Men losing their penises? That's
Telling you.
that's intense.
So if you can believe that these breasts can go missing, or they can return if it is that you suck one of them, then come on, these little things in the corner of the rooms and then flinging people around. You should believe that too.
I believe that. I just didn't think certain cultures had that in them.
Oh, why
to-
would we?
to-
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
It came from them, man.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Yeah, because they've had privilege forever. So that's where the devil went first.
They've got spare time.
Yeah. So
All
guys,
them slave masters were possessed.
But they had to be.
In fact, they weren't. In fact, they willfully did that crap. They willfully did that crap.
Yeah. All right. Which one do you think
Yes.
is so? Which one is true?
Yes.
Only one is true.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, only one true.
All right.
These
So
puzzles.
it definitely can't be the alien stuff because it eats away at the heart of a belief system, and they
Yeah.
need control, complete control, right?
Okay.
Do you think,
So-
or would it have the opposite effect? Would more people be scared and run to shelter of God?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't think so at all. I don't think that they are going to encourage priests to start having sex. I think that they even want to keep that a secret that they're
They're already doing it.
doing it with little boys and stuff. Innit?
Nasty.
So it definitely has to be the exorcism stuff. Yeah. Obviously, social media and whatnot, it's easier to basically access people's minds and whatnot.
Okay, what about you guys? Cool.
I agree with Brent as well.
Exes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mugs,
I'll go aliens.
aliens, Esther.
Just add a bit of razzle dazzle. I'm gonna go with sex. Switch it up a bit.
Well, the woman in the room is absolutely wrong.
Oh man.
I was like, oh my god, they're gonna have some sex.
I'm joking. She's
Oh.
right.
Am I?
Esther, you are right.
Oh no way.
I knew it, man. They've been dying for it.
Yes.
This is the only way they get on top of these
Is that actually
stories,
really true?
accusations.
That's mad.
I'm going to read the article to
There
you.
we go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so the Catholic Church is open to reviewing its 1,000-year-old practice of celibacy. This is what Pope Francis suggested. He said that the ban was only temporary and that there was also no contradiction.
What,
So-
for 1,000 years?
Yeah. That's what yeah. So he said it was only temporary and there was also no contradiction for a priest to marry, right? So for those who don't know, celibacy was made a requirement by the Catholic Church in the 11th century for financial
11th.
reasons. Yeah. So basically,
Yikes.
as clergy without children were more likely to leave their wealth to the church. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they wanted the monies.
There you go.
Oh, sound about. Interesting.
Crazy. So Brent just typed something in, and basically, it appears there's more than one right answer.
Is it?
And as exorcism demand continues to rise, yeah, so the Vatican is looking to hold training.
Exorcism demand rising is wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Maybe the alien one could be true that too, then, to be fair.
Yeah, let me Google it because maybe there goes.
Maybe, yeah, you
that
Google
that
something,
alien one
that's
is really pushing the boat out though. Like that's a little bit far-fetched in my opinion, because if that alien one has any slight inkling of true to it, like that is going to completely change human beings.
Yep.
So many sci-fi films have been made out of like the whole. You kind of know where I'm going with this, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like so if that had any inkling of trueness to it or being true, people will shit themselves. Excuse my
Wait,
language there.
realistically, right? If you okay,
mess up anything
today
with
it gets confirmed today, right now. What was it?
Why would the aliens mess up anything with God? Because this
That's-
is God's for art. This is our planet.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna ask you.
They've got alien God over there.
That's my question. So you guys find out, yeah. So right now we're filming breaking news. Aliens do exist. It's confirmed. Blah 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 blah. Whatever you want article to say. How does that change your life?
All right, so I think it's based in some of the theories that people believe in these
We're going to be here
ancients.
till 12 or something, isn't it?
You
No,
asked
no.
the question. I don't have to answer the question.
I know. Answer it, bro.
No, you do because I asked the question.
No, he initially said it.
No, he
No, I
didn't.
didn't.
Yeah, he did.
He asked
did.
about God. I said.
That's what I responded to. What you? What?
So you.
What
So
did
wait.
you respond to?
I asked my
What did you
question, then you
respond to?
aired
He
my
said-
question.
Oh, right, you responded to me, not you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ignoring
Can
her.
you imagine?
No, come on.
The only woman in the room.
Sorry,
Wow.
What did you?
Don't babes me.
What's the question? What's the question?
Gaslight me.
What's the question you asked?
I said, if you find out right now that
Yes.
aliens do exist, how does that change your life?
That's definitely what I was responding to, don't I?
Yeah.
Go on.
That's
That is
tied in, to be honest.
Yeah, come on then, anyway.
Okay, ew.
So basically, right? Some people believe that human beings were made
Yeah.
by the ancients, right?
Okay.
Ancients being the aliens. Some of these
Yeah.
aliens, right? They have different types of species and whatnot. So they even believe that Christianity was created by aliens as a form of control. Some people even believe that Christianity was created by the stupid people who decided that, okay, I know that this is how it is we were born, but I know what power now, seeing as you ancients have effed off, so let me now look to contrive this entire story, right? So when you say, why would it mess up that? It's because it hits directly to the heart of one's belief system, right?
But as a normal Christian, though, would that affect your faith?
Also, aliens aren't mentioned in the Bible, quote unquote. I already told you there is a way to find out.
And what I'm saying is this like, obviously, look,
This
there
is
could
really
be
open the
different
can of
gods.
worms, like proper.
Different gods.
There could be. That's all they could just show you. So it doesn't mean that our God's not real. It just means that this is our God in our realm.
that's this.
You get me? And they got their God over there. He's responsible for our God here. You can.
Have you ever basically mentioned anything about aliens with your mother or any of her sistrins? And then there's like, don't talk about that strippiness. They just cut it off immediately. That's devil stuff.
Well, I'm not aliens, but they cut off anything that they don't.
They don't want to hear.
That's all
anything
across the
that
board.
they don't
It's all
wanna-
across the board. So
Any
if
kind
you
of
know-
even talk, anything, because
If
anything,
you-
anything that doesn't align, they'll blasphemy. Is because you know what I'm saying. So
if you're
they'll do the same with aliens.
If you
I'm
not
guessing.
introduce this particular thing that talks about other things on different planets that isn't flipping mentioned in the Bible, they're obviously gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Well,
Are
how
other
if
planets-
they haven't, even from them times, there wasn't space travel, whatever. Yeah, so I don't understand why it messes up. It doesn't change your knowledge of what you know here. What you know over there is what you like. That's over there. That's how I would look at it. Like, why would that? We know what we know here. There wasn't no space travel or none of that things. Unless you're saying that they came and they brought humans here, then that's a different conversation. But if they're just a separate entity, yeah, you don't know what you don't know. Why would it change anything? This is our history of our world. This is the stuff that's happening. Over there is different. You get me? Our God maybe never made those aliens.
But what is the afterlife then? You're saying it still is an afterlife?
Bro, well, that shit.
But these are the things that you have to ask yourself why you're asking why wouldn't they be perplexed? Because these things that construct their entire belief system is going to be a question.
So you're saying
Big
if there's
time.
aliens, that means there's no
Big
heaven?
time.
But you have to ask the question.
Why are the two correlated?
Why haven't you mentioned
Because
aliens in the
I
Bible?
feel like what people believe. That's
Because
why,
aliens, because they're back in the day, they never had no space travel. They never knew about the aliens.
Explain.
Peter, Paul, and John and them, man, who constructed the Bible telling stories. What the hell would they know about aliens? They don't know spaceships. They
So,
wouldn't even know technology.
Who made
So
the
why
aliens?
would they mention
Who made the
it?
aliens?
The aliens.
So the aliens made the aliens.
The alien God made the aliens.
All right. So you're now saying is that there's different types of gods.
There's been
and you
different
have
types of
different types of afterlives in this annex. Yes.
Odin, Freya.
I already told you.
Zeus.
I already told you
Huh?
all of them connected to the Bible.
I'm just saying, there's been different type of gods. Our God, Jehovah Jireh, is the top one. There's been different type of gods. The gods
Period.
be reasoning.
Why are you putting them at the top?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do you mean, why?
Why?
Isn't the alien god better?
Why?
Look at the technology.
Precisely.
They got.
Even
We
when
got
Paul
that.
was
man,
chilling,
don't.
drinking bread and all sorts. Traveling.
You're doing too much. You just turn water into wine, bro. So
You don't get more.
don't
Get more technological than that.
technological than that.
Question. Sorry. Tell me something. Turning water into wine, walking in water, or interstellar travel. You've seen magicians do sleight of hand all the time. And this is not blasphemy, this is God answer my humor.
Are you telling God that?
Like humor.
Are you telling us? Or are you telling God
Answer my
that?
humor. Wait. And I swear people say that the stories in the Bible are just what's it called?
Fables.
Yeah, myths,
Yeah. So it's
allegory.
allegories, that is it. So attached to something or the other in real time. But
I'm just saying, if there's aliens, that shouldn't take away your thing. That because obviously, if there's aliens, who do you think they're praying to for help? Who do you think we're gonna start praying to for help?
This is
We find
okay.
there's aliens. God, it's going to be even more poignant, even more important that we need him on our side.
But you know the thing is, I think you're not considering all the things.
Please, let him swallow his drink.
Like remember, like all the stuff that Jesus did, right? Even when he ascended into heaven and stuff like this, right? All of this stuff requires faith. You see an alien come from the sky, faith is not necessary.
You can see this thing.
You can see it.
Let me believe this one.
100%.
Let me worship this one.
That's what will happen.
Because you got special powers. I ain't never seen God flex like that.
There's even more. I'll be honest, if I see aliens,
No,
there's
I'm
even more.
talking-
The way, I don't even know how to look it. But what I'm trying to say is, if I see
man.
aliens coming down from the sky, there's even more reason for me to believe in God.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because
I would believe
like,
even more.
But then would it be? Would you conceptualize God differently to how the Bible does? Because in the Bible, there's no mention of aliens, like we said before, right? And in the
would
Bible,
there be?
no, but
If
That's
aliens,
true.
if the Bible was wrote in 2023 and then 2,000 years later, someone was making this argument, like alien, like space, it would be in the Bible. They never had.
But in the beginning, it is said that God literally made life. And he made the cosmos and the heavens that all of these particular beings exist in. What are you talking about?
But then that means he made the aliens too. Then
But this is why I just asked you just now who made the aliens. You was like, the alien God made the aliens.
Okay,
you're
no, but
saying,
I forgot-
No, you're saying God made the aliens.
I forgot.
So why wasn't it documented?
I forgot about this. What he didn't need to. He didn't need to look. He made it all. You
Look.
get me? He didn't need to go into detail. There's too many species. No, the universe is vast. We wouldn't even been able to fit in the book. You get what I'm trying to say? That you'd be saying, things like, look, use our hair, stay, concentrate. You get what I'm trying to say? Like on your own shit. All the extra shit doesn't. But if you believe anyway, and your faith's going to be unwavering, then whatever alien you see, God made it. Just that's it.
you know the thing is, right? I get what you're saying because I feel like, in some regard, it wouldn't shake anything with me, right? In terms of believing in God, right? But remember, this is not necessarily a discussion about belief in God, but rather Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Because God, like you said, you can just say, you know, God made everything, this, that, and the third. But in terms of Christianity, God becoming a human being, dying for mankind. So what, did Christ not die for the aliens? And if the aliens now come here and we've accepted them, we're living together as residents of this planet, right? Did aliens just not go to church? Would you invite your alien friend to church?
Yeah, of course.
Is the message for him or her or it or
If-
they? Or whatever.
If an alien is saved, that's a friend of mine.
But
Jesus is a friend of mine, child.
but did Jesus now die for the alien? Are we adding
Jesus died for all who believe in him. If an alien believes in Jesus and says, Jesus, you are my Lord and Savior, I confess my sins unto thee, Jesus has got time for aliens.
stuff? Okay.
Because that's the whole thing about Christianity. Is about faith.
Would the message be different though? Because now,
Nah.
remember,
I told you,
the alien can heal people.
Go
most likely.
and just Google, run on YouTube some of them deep sea animals, the depth, the
Bro.
bottom ones, So there's nothing that you can see come from the sky that's gonna shock you that, oh my God, who made that? If God made them joints stand there, they're not too far removed from anything that you're gonna see. It's not out of the realms of possibility that he made all that shit. Why are you looking at that for? These are facts. I don't know what.
They're not facts. They're not facts. I don't
Have
know
you
what
seen them?
think.
Have you seen some of them
And
creatures?
they're communicating to you,
Who the creatures?
and they have interstellar travel,
So what?
and they have interstellar travel.
Who? The aliens or the
Them
creatures?
same fish.
Creatures.
What about them? What about the They're animals.
Yeah, they're normal. Basically,
They're not normal.
They're just different normal.
Some of them don't look
Because
normal.
remember, watch this, Like if you go down, remember, eventually you hit. There's a bottom.
Yeah.
You can't do that in space. These guys are coming from like millions of light years away.
Different galaxies. and all.
Different galaxies completely.
But he said God made all of them.
Who said that?
He created the cosmos.
That's what I'm trying to say. But in the Bible, there's no mention of that. And that's what I'm trying. And also, when Christ comes,
Needs must.
okay,
Do you know what I'm trying to say? That I don't think that's a necessary conversation.
I hear you.
Question
It'll be
though,
a long
if
series.
it's not a necessary conversation, how are they gonna make sense of the other things that are going to be now shared to them? Because there's no source book. There's no material they can now reference.
If he
to
was
say-
aware that it was millions of light years
so everything
away,
has to be made up from here and in.
I don't know. Maybe they thought he's never going to buck each other, so there's no point.
Who's who? What, this God is all seeing and all knowing God?
God, yeah, he fought them aliens from millions of light years away on the other planet, and the humans over here. They ain't got the technology to buck.
You believe in a limited God?
What do you mean?
Limited, you know.
An entire universe, cosmos that he has created, and you think that he didn't know that at one point in time we would buck each other?
Well, we haven't yet, so
This is yes, we have.
that's opinion.
No.
No.
Yes, it is opinion because I wasn't there.
I said no.
But soon you'll see. Roswell was real, man. And even before then, again, during the Third World War, Hitler and the Third Reich were doing a whole set of simony. Remote viewing. No, that's true.
No, okay.
It was true. They were into occult heavy.
But you believe in aliens, though.
I believe they exist. I don't believe in them.
So how has that affected your relationship with God? Because you're a spiritual man.
I told you I have a workaround. I can explain them. I can explain them based on this biblical references.
So you're speaking to the point that we're making. It won't make no difference.
For me, but I'm already a Christian who has different theories on how to basically ask for forgiveness. I'm open-minded.
I find it a bit conflicting that if you're a Christian, that you not attacking you. I'm saying that I find
Please attack. I don't have a problem.
that you believe in aliens, but also a Christian as well. I feel like there's fundamentally.
Explain how. Sorry, you dip in and out of the.
I do. Yeah, I do.
So
quite, yeah,
you may not have been there for my grand reveal as to how it is. This alien stuff and God is literally linked, right? And when after this show is finished, I'll basically tell you, right? But this is concrete, in my opinion. So no, I don't lose sleep over this because remember, in my mind, all these things that have been happening. This just can't be figment of imagination, delusion. All this hysteria, it can't be because there's too many recorded instances of these things across the span of history, right? So I needed to be able to find some explanation with this particular belief system in which it is that I identify with, which is Christianity. So I did my research. I started digging deep rabbit holes all over the gap. And I came up with the best thing ever. And I shared it on here a couple of times. And I will share it to you.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please
Don't worry.
No, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of animals out there.
You come over.
There's a lot of them animals out there that my God didn't make. So
Like
I said, my God.
And that's true.
somebody-
This is it.
somebody brought them here.
This not even brought, but we can basically do things that before man wasn't able to do. We can basically have a child in another person's tummy. We weren't able to do that before,
Yeah.
right? We can gene splice. We can mix animal organs with human organs. That wasn't possible before. So 100% creations can be possible. And even in the Bible, it says that when the angels fell to earth, they slept with the daughters of men, and then there were Nephilim in the land. Giants, right? This is David and Goliath. Goliath was a Nephilim. And that was a creation with between an angel and a man. So 100% there are creations on this earth or out there that God did not create. 100%. Yeah, man. Back in the book.
Back to the headlines.
Okay, hold up.
All right, people. Next headline, trigger warning here. And more than 60 people are believed to have died after the boat that they were traveling on from Senegal was found off the coast of Cape Verde. It's according to the International Organization for Migration. And they said this yesterday. So at least 63 asylum seekers are thought to have died. There were 38 survivors, including 4 children between the ages of 12 and 16. Police said that the long wooden fishing vessel was spotted on Monday in the Atlantic Ocean of West Africa, about 150 nautical miles from the Cape Verdean island of Sal. Initial reports suggested the vessel had sunk, but it was later clarified that it was just found drifting. The vessel was located by a Spanish fishing boat, which alerted the Cape Verdean authorities. It was not immediately clear when the incident occurred, but according to survivors, the boat left Senegal on the 10th of July with about 100 passengers on board. As migration returns to the top of Europe's political agenda, including in the UK, Europe's border and coast guard agency said that last week that irregular arrivals had risen by 13% between January and July to 176,100, which is the highest number for the period since 2016. Next headline, another trigger warning, and more than 24 people, including the 4-month-old baby, have died in an explosion which rocked the small town of San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic on Monday. The death toll rose from 11 to 25 on Wednesday as the search for survivors continues. It's not yet known what caused the blast in the town's commercial area. Smoke from the explosion and the fires that ignited could be seen wafting over the town for many hours afterwards. The president, Luis Abinader, who visited the site of the explosion, said on Tuesday that we are doing all that is humanly possible to locate the missing. Dozens of people were injured and many remain in hospital. Hundreds of firefighters are still trying to extinguish the flame in 4 of the 9 buildings which caught fire. And the last headline, remember we spoke about this guy, trigger warning here, guys, called Andrew Malkinson, who got released after 17 years in prison for false rape. That guy. So basically, there's been an update, right? So calls are growing for a public inquiry into that particular case. And the reason is because, well, I'll get into it. So the former Crown Prosecution Service Director, Lord Ken MacDonald, described the case as a whole system failure. Ex-Justice Secretary Sir Robert Buckland said all agencies involved in this have some explaining to do. So basically what happened was, for those who don't know, Mr. Malkinson is now 54 and he was found guilty in 2004 of raping a woman in Greater Manchester, but always maintained his innocence. In July, the judges said that DNA evidence pointed to another man's involvement in the attack, which cleared this guy, Mr. Malkinson's name, after this long legal battle. The issue with it is because, long story short, right, this DNA that they found, which pointed to this other guy, they knew about this from back in 2009.
Jeez.
So since then, they knew about this, right? So case documents seen by the BBC News show, so they've seen this now, it's been confirmed, that all the key agencies involved in the case knew of his exonerating DNA by 2009, which emerged 2 years prior. So CPS has insisted that it was not ignored and was actually handed to Mr. Malkinson's defense team. That's what they're saying since back then. So apparently they knew, but obviously they're kind of denying it. So now,
do you reckon he'll get a payout?
Oh yeah, 100%. They offered him compensation already.
Didn't it? But wasn't the compensation really crap though?
Yeah, he said it wasn't enough.
Because it was
like
basically
million,
it's
right?
capped for like 1 year. Well, he spent 10 years in there. So you can't give him
So
the
has
same.
someone got £1 million
So
recently?
17 years. So you can't give him the same thing that you would give someone who was in there for what? For 10 years. Yeah, so the
okay.
payment is capped at 10 years. But he's done 17 years.
Jeez.
So you can't give him the same thing you're going to give someone that did 10 years. That's,
Of course not.
That's nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
And now that they had the evidence from back then, he could probably sue as well, to be fair.
Hopefully he does.
I hope he does, man.
It's ridiculous.
Stupid.
Ruined his life. Yeah, that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into the reaction. Even this door is just right on the left.
All right, so there's a fixture from the Women's World Cup. The hosts, Australia, got beat 3-1 by the women. Is that the semi-final? Yep. So the final for the Australian World Cup is England versus Spain?
Spain.
There you go. Big up them. Going to be watching that one?
Yes.
Let's go, Lionesses. Last night, Man City win their first Super Cup after a shootout success. So Man City came from behind in normal time before beating Seville in a penalty shootout to win the Super Cup for the first time in their history. Presented with a rare opportunity to claim a trophy that did not already have their name on it, City initially struggled to rise to the occasion and found themselves behind thanks to Yusuf En-Nesyri's towering header. The Seville striker went on to be denied by Edison several times in the second period and was made to pay for his wastefulness when Cole Palmer looped a header over Yassin Benal to equalise. City belatedly improved as the game headed towards the final whistle and almost won in stoppage time when Nathan Ake falls a sharp save from the goalkeeper. But City got to win got the win they craved when Nameja Gujili, I can't say these man's names, sorry, missed the decisive penalty of the shootout, striking the bar and handing Pep Guardiola a record equaling 4th Super Cup. And in other transfer news, Liverpool have bid around 16 million for Stuttgart midfielder Wataru Endo. So, Liverpool have made a shock bid for Japanese international Wataru Endo, offering Stuttgart around 16 million for the player, as Jurgen Klopp looks to bring in an experienced holding midfielder. The Japan international, who is 30 years old and who can also fill in at centre-back, is travelling to Marseille to finalise a stunning transfer. Sky in Italy are also reporting Liverpool held talks with Fiorentina via intermediaries of a potential signing of Yafran Amrabat. It follows Liverpool's unsuccessful attempts to bring in Moses Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. Well, got egg on their face. That's the end of our reaction news, people.
That's great.
How was the game?
Rubbish, you saw it. Let's get into done it here.
What game are we talking about?
Okay,
What game are we talking about?
the game that I went to watch.
Yeah, right.
It was rubbish.
Okay, but we got the 3 points, you know.
That's that.
Up the Reds, roll on. Let's get into done it here, man.
Done.
Yeah.
Oh, see, what is this story?
Sure.
So 1 second. The last one, number 6, about this AJ Armstrong kid.
Yeah, I didn't really read too much about it, but basically it seems
This
like
kid,
yeah,
his dad's
he's a
an
maniac.
ex-NFL player or something like that. And he's been, do you know what it is? Yeah? I was just reading this story and there's better information about it. And I'm like, rah, this is wild. So a kid, AJ Armstrong, well, he's 23 now, and he's finally been found guilty for the death of his parents.
The hell?
Yeah.
Jeez.
After 3 trials. This crazy little black kid. He
Fucking
killed his
hell.
parents. They've had 3 trials, and apparently he killed them in 2016.
Oh, this sounds like a thingy. One of the episodes from How
Black
to Get Away with Murder.
I thought
Well,
you
he
said
killed-
Black
he-
Mirror or something.
He killed them in 2016, yeah? And I think he was a 16-year-old there, so because he was a
Minor.
minor, I don't know how they were dealing with him.
That's
He's been
mad.
on tag, yeah, his whole adult life.
How old is he now?
He's 23 now.
That's mad.
That's whole adult
That's
life.
crazy.
Actually,
His whole
his
adult
name was
life.
16.
Like, what do you
That's
mean? He's
mad.
his whole adult life. He's
So
only,
why was he on tag then if they didn't think, if they didn't, did they find him guilty the first 2 trials?
He had retrials. There was 2 retrials. In that space of time, he's had a child and he's got married. He's got a
Really?
gal, his high
Wow.
school sweetheart married him. Is she a mad woman?
But what if she says he didn't know? She didn't know.
Well, I think she's came out and spoke to him on trial before and said like, nah, it wasn't him. Like, he's a good youth.
Girl, shut up. You weren't there.
Boom, boom, boom.
My man.
Yeah, she's doing that.
I'm a stand by my man.
Listen.
Marrying a youth, yeah, who's on tag for life, yeah, for potentially killing his mum and dad, yeah, is bonkers.
But he's giving her that whole no justice, no speech kind of.
Say no justice, no peace.
That's
Fuck
it.
the police and all that.
Exactly. He's a Black Lives Matter. They
Trying
don't
to keep
care
a
about
black
us.
man down.
Listen, he's saying all of that stuff.
For my thing is, I think apparently someone put a pillow over their head and shot them both in the head. Yeah,
Jeez.
that's how they died. Yeah.
hell.
Yeah, that guy's
That's mad.
In these,
he's a sicko.
That sounds like something out of a film or something.
yeah, in these 7 years, yeah, bro. Like, if it wasn't you, like, obviously they say I don't know what the reasoning was
I'll
for
be
the
honest, I
mistrial,
wouldn't
yeah.
helping them solve the crime, you know.
Bro.
Scooby-Doo and shit.
If it wasn't you, yeah, in these 6 years, yeah, God, you'd be using all your resources to find this killer.
Yeah.
Because who was it? Who done it?
Uh,
Who done it? And apparently at one point, yeah, he tried to say it might be the older brother or the stepbrother or something like that. Like, that was one of his
That's
defenses.
so funny.
It was half brother. He tried to at one point blame his half brother and say that he could be a potential suspect. You know what I'm trying to say?
And they were like, he
And,
don't
like,
live with you guys.
This whole, like you said, when I was reading this whole story, I was like, this story is crazy. It literally is like something out of a movie.
is there a reason why he
They don't know. He's
done
been
it?
found guilty now, and I think he's been sentenced to 40 years
Ooh.
to life.
Jesus Christ.
Because
He's got kids.
40 years? And
Mad.
because
that's his whole life done.
Well, his parole will possibly be after 40 years with good behaviour for his call. Because he was a kid at the time, he's not allowed to get the death sentence.
So where in America is this? Yeah. Depending where you are in America, is this
Florida.
Is it Florida? Okay.
Florida. No, I'm making that up because Florida have crazy stories, man.
I know some places still do in America still do the
States, yeah. Harris County Criminal
So this is
Court.
his
Where's
third
that?
trial.
In courthouse in Houston. So this
Oh,
is
Texas.
Texas.
This is
Yeah.
Houston.
So this is his third trial.
This is his
Well,
third trial.
What
Yeah.
happened in the first two? They didn't find him guilty.
They mistrialed it. Yeah, they didn't find him not guilty though either. It must have been.
Yeah,
But I
hung
thought when you
juries or-
mistrial, you don't go back to trial. I guess well, obviously they did.
Texas court system does not fuck around.
I don't know if it's
That's
a
not
hung
what's
jury or
right.
whatever.
Mad.
They searched the family youth's home, and in his room he had a crack pipe and a pillow with bullet holes in it. Because apparently he was looking at how to silence bullets with blankets and pillows and shit like that. So they're not giving me enough information. So I'm like you. I want to find out how
What did the parents do? He's
That's
not allowed
what
to
I'm
go
asking.
out
Yeah.
with his friends.
That's what I
they
asked.
just lived. His dad was an ex-NFL player, so he probably had they got money. So maybe
But at
inheritance.
16, you're not thinking about your inheritance.
I mean, don't know. It might be a lot of money.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about that as a 16-year-old. Do you know it's to kill both your parents?
That's mad. That's
And you kill them in such a like planned, strategic way. He's a psycho.
Did they say anything about like his mental health situation?
No, because his lawyers are gonna appeal this. He's not saying he's guilty, bro.
Okay,
He's still saying he didn't do it. He's still saying it's not him. He's
well,
probably
wow.
still saying
But the evidence
check
is in
the
your
other
room.
brother.
Oh, okay.
But was he like Googling how to shoot guns quietly? Because that's crazy. And for them to hold on that, okay, so if he had two trials, yeah, that didn't work out, and it's been 7 years, for them to be adamant that it's you, bro, it's got to be you.
It says investigators said the then teen admitted to experimenting with how to silence a gun with blankets and pillows.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
maybe he was just trying it. No, but on both parents, you do one parent, you realize it works. You don't go for the other one.
His gal married him after the second trial.
Yeah, she said, yeah, because she's like, 2 times he hasn't been convicted. This must not be true.
I'm gonna stick by my man.
My man, literally. And they've got a child as well.
But that's what I'm trying to say. You're not doing the math. So what? He thought they were just going to bust that case and just ride off into the sunset. There's someone that had to have done it. They were in their yard, comfortably sleeping in their bed. Someone had to have done it. And the fact that he ain't, the fact that he ain't using all his resources to find the killer himself, because the police ain't doing a goddamn good enough job, lets me know that he knows he done that shit.
The fact that they kept going to trial, yeah, after 2 failed ones and 7 years, they were so adamant to get you. Maybe he forgot he did it.
This is crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was going through. I was reading it during the show, and I was just thinking, yeah, this is bonkers. Because obviously, it goes without saying he's definitely done it here. But I think his gal is a bit of a mad woman as well.
No, you're not giving her done it. But think about it, yeah. we don't give people done it for love on this platform.
Done it here by proxy.
Mate, like, nah, that's his to bear. But like, I'm thinking, why didn't the trials why did they get mistrial the first 2 times? So there must be something wrong with the case.
I don't know, man. If you wanna,
Because that's what
if you wanna revisit, I could do a little deep dive and see exactly what's going on.
I'm gonna do my Googles because this doesn't. I want to believe he didn't do that.
Yeah, who else done it though?
Maybe they could have escaped.
What was it?
Think about it, he got
what
2
was it in
mistrials,
aid
you
of?
know?
His house didn't get robbed. There was no what would it be in aid of? Why would somebody just come and
That's the
just
thing.
kill
But
this person?
if it was a clear, open and shut case, why did they have 2 mistrials?
Oh no! Remember, he was a kid. He's just I don't know.
Because they can convict kids. They can convict a 10-year-old.
You're right though. I'll probably have a little Google and see what's going on, man.
And he also didn't live in the house with his family at the time.
He
Oh,
didn't. even-
You know,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, so they found the. So what did they find in his room then?
You got it there as well, man.
So the crack pipe and the bullet that they found in his room was in a separate yard. They said they found a crack pipe and a bullet hole in the pillow. I read that bit. That was
So what, he
that was in
killed
a different
That's
yard.
mad.
Then it was definitely him.
It was for him then. Because he was testing out in his yard.
And he's
Then
a
came to do
crackhead.
Then he
theirs.
went there,
And then so what they found then was his trial shots. His kid is going to be like 50 when it comes out.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Depending on how
Yeah,
old the
his
kid is.
life is done.
It's a bit interesting. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna read this thing in full. But
That's so crazy.
you can appeal on plead innocence all you want. But you're done.
You did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
Wait a
You
minute.
did that shit, man. Hmm?
No, I think.
You got something?
Who's Josh?
Josh is the brother. The other brother.
Okay.
Oh, the
He
half
tried
brother.
to blame the half brother.
That's
no,
so cheeky.
Josh
That's
didn't
very
live in
cheeky.
the house.
Wait, one second. What?
Josh didn't live in the house.
So he tried to blame Josh, but
Who
Josh
does-
didn't live in the yard.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, but then they
My
found the
mistake.
child shots in his room though.
In his room.
First of all, I'm Josh. I'm rushing you. I'm rushing you because why am I? Don't you dare try and bring me into this nonsense.
I
About
do-
because
I
I'm the
do
half
hear that.
brother.
I do hear
It's
that.
not no Cinderella story. I'm
I hear
rushing
that.
you for sure.
But you have to ask if it is that he's just committed double homicide, double murder. Why would he put the pillow back in his room? So he could be saying Josh did it and then look to plant it.
No. It's not the bloody pillow they found. It was when he was
It's
trying to
just a
research.
random pillow. It's not the same one that
Yeah.
done it. It's the next one. Because remember,
So
he's
make me-
already admitted.
What's the pillow have to do with anything?
No, because basically he was trying to see how
he's
silent he
admitted
can
that
get.
he's been practicing and learning how to silence gunshots with blankets and pillows, isn't it? Yeah,
He admitted that.
that's what he said.
So that's what they found in his room, not the bloody ones. The ones where he was using as practice shots.
Yeah,
So did he shoot in the pillow?
Yeah, he did. He ended up shooting them in a pillow, but their pillow.
And
But in his room, when they went through the house, they found that he'd tried shooting in a pillow.
But this
himself.
sounds like an open and shut
Brent,
case. if it
listen.
is that he-
That's why I'm like, why did they have two
in
mistrials?
several trials since his arrest, prosecutors have attempted to prove that AJ practiced and planned to kill his parents. Investigators said the then teen admitted to experimenting with how to silence a gun with blankets and pillows. Yeah? A search of the family home also revealed that AJ had both a crack pipe and a pillow with bullet holes in his room. So that's practicing. That's not the one that's done it. He's been.
He was
He's
practicing.
got form.
You said crack pipe is in
Crackhead.
So
Smoking.
that's why they're saying that whilst he was high,
Man said,
he had to go and do it.
Maybe, but
Oh yeah,
But
maybe
it
he
sounds
was.
like an open and shut case though.
Yeah,
you would think so. He was out for 7 years. He was on bail. He was on road. He's been living life.
he's got married,
married
and
and
a
had a
kid.
youth and that. Yeah, it's bonkers.
I'm gonna look into it.
how old is the kid? Does it say?
No.
Okay.
Then again, maybe he said, yeah, my step brother or my half brother, I told him that this is what I'm practicing to do, not to kill the mummy and daddy, but now half brother now says, okay, this
Let
is
me
the best
get in
way
there
to frame him.
first.
Whilst he's high on crack, I go in, go out, and then that's why he was saying, I plead.
Maybe he was under the influence when he did this.
I'll be honest with you. Whatever they said he did that shit.
Mm.
Yeah. Crackhead. Bun up. Well, AJ, you just got 40 years. Yeah.
That's mad.
You done that here, man. You shouldn't have done that to your parents, man. That was a wild story.
Very.
That's mad.
Let's get into our outro.
A kid killing their parent, yeah, is one of those things that kids don't think beyond the plan that they currently have in front of them. How are you gonna live, you idiot? Now you've done that, like, so it's crazy, man.
I mean, that hate is real. I think we've all been adolescents and your hormones have been raging and you felt real hate for one of your parents at one point in life.
Yeah, but not like
Not like
Shouldn't-
that.
dead.
Yeah.
Well, no, some person just
'Cause I-
had the courage of the convictions, you know, just
Let them lean into it. That's why they want to do all the exorcism and shit. This is wild. Damn.
it is mad.
That is sad, man. R.I.P. to parents. But guys, please like the video. Thank you for tuning in, as you always do. We appreciate it. Please like the video before you come off the page. Also, big up our lovely guest today, Paul.
Big up, Paul.
Guys.
Check his social media. Don't
you, guys.
follow you. Is
Yeah,
your
I
picture
guess.
up on the community? I'm liking this whole picture up thing.
Yeah, man.
I'm really like. I think we need more pictures up.
We need to force, and I was telling Margs, I mean, we should try a week where you're not allowed in the chat. unless
I
you
think
get pictures up.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it you, Marks? You're saying yesterday people should come in that have only changed their picture. Like
Me?
people, yeah. I think it was you
He
that
wasn't
said
here
it.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why you said it. Or was it who said it in your?
Were we in the chat?
Yeah, I think he was on. Yeah, was it
Oh,
yesterday?
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
here yesterday.
Yeah, no behavior.
Yeah, yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you were.
You said it. I think you said it because I had to re-watch the
Okay.
show yesterday back.
Yeah. I did that.
That's fantastic.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Sorry.
anywho,
Well, they were like, yeah, I actually forgot that. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
I did. What did I say again?
I think you said from what I saw. I think you said like the people that, especially the ladies, that's changed their display picture in the chat. Those that have done that should come in to see that.
Come on,
come to the
listen.
studio. Yeah, man, because you're looking.
Yeah,
I like it.
let's get the men up in here soon.
Yeah, let's get some, yeah. Also, as well, next week maybe let's get some. Obviously, I appreciate the headshots. Let's zoom that. Let's pull that camera back a bit. Let's get some full body
You
shots.
are a damn fool. In that little 2 by 2 centimeter thumbnail, you want to see it all.
I'll screenshot and then zoom.
Wow.
I'll see everything I need to see.
So I see everything. All right. Well, put your pictures up. I like the fact that people's pictures are up. But sorry, Paul. Do you have social media? Do you want to follow you on social media?
I guess now I've been on here now I can kind of give out because a few people kind of asked for my socials before.
You don't have to if you don't want to, by the way.
I know now I can. It's just basically my name backwards.
Okay.
So Elau Paul Wale, but Elau ELAW on underscore
want it
on
from?
Instagram. No one, but I just didn't want to put I wanted to sort of try to think of something interesting as well.
Okay.
Instagram
Obviously, you're a
handle.
musician and everything, right? So you know that world has a whole set of narcotics
Yes.
being used and whatnot.
Yes, indeed.
How many have you basically consumed?
Only alcohol and weed.
Are you lying?
No. I'm 100%
People
honest.
think that
Yeah.
you took something before you came here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not reading your nervousness as nervousness. They read
really?
it as you're on something.
Oh, no. I mean, I kind of had a bit of a spicy cigarette this morning. Well, it's not
What
really
is it? What
spicy.
is
Yeah,
a spicy cigarette?
Spicy cigarette is basically a little bit of weed, but mostly tobacco.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not the
Sounded like
yeah,
Snuff.
no, not that. So that's kind of the reason why I
cigarette.
kept the sunglasses on.
To be fair, you did well though. 'Cause I know you were nervous and stuff, but
I was a bit nervous in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. Did
thought that was at
it
the
really
beginning.
show? Was it really?
I personally don't think so.
Okay, cool.
But because I'm used to you and I'm in the room with you.
It did show very well.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, like it was very clear.
Or that I was nervous.
Yeah, there was times Mark was said,
Right, you're right.
I'm gonna try and basically set them down. So he tried.
Oh,
them
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
snap. My bad. Okay.
No, what you mean?
Okay.
We're good people here, innit? Obviously.
You guys have been very warm
This
and
is
welcoming,
it.
man. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
for
This is
sure,
it. This is
100%. Yeah.
Let's man.
You don't know
thank
Brent is not okay, right?
Say again?
You know Brent is not okay. Whenever Brent tells you something, you don't go by his word.
No, but I'm serious.
Yeah, like-
She actually said that they think he was on something.
Oh,
Noreen.
really?
Yeah, Noreen. She said, I have to basically leave because I even want to walk because of how he's moving.
Oh, really?
Pinch
Oh,
your-
wow.
yeah,
Snap.
pinch yourself,
I'm
babe.
not making it
Okay.
up. I'm not making it up.
Okay.
That's
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I actually thought that that's what you did, and I didn't want to mention.
Oh, like a tick or something, or kind of like that.
no,
Oh,
no. I actually thought you did do some white,
Oh,
and I didn't want to basically.
hell no.
That's why I
hell
just
to the
asked just
no.
now,
No,
what have you
no,
taken?
no, no, no. All I've had is a spicy cigarette this morning.
Today.
Yeah, this morning, and I might have one. I'm gonna have one as soon as we finish. I'm gonna have another spicy cigarette as soon as we finish this book.
Amen.
So yeah.
I hear that. I swear I didn't make it up, Esther. I didn't. I know it's the tendencies, obviously.
This is it.
Brent is talking is obviously.
This
made
is
up.
it.
I mean, I may have also done. I mean, not to this morning, but I may
I'm
have.
about to say, Paul, you're
I've
making
d-
this.
I've done some mushrooms before.
This alright. Talk to
Yeah.
some mushroom because you've actually.
He's gonna take you down the rabbit hole. Stop.
No,
uploading.
I'm not.
No, yeah, I'm being careful what I'm saying.
He's actually taking mushrooms.
I've done mushrooms
It's
before.
cool.
Why do you take mushrooms? That doesn't make you more creative as a creative.
Well, I was playing at Way Out Here Festival on Thursday
Yeah.
last week,
It
and
was just the other day you did it.
a couple of days ago. No, I've done mushrooms a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done mushrooms a few times, but I didn't do too much at there because it doesn't kind of you got to be kind of aware of your surroundings or whatnot.
Okay.
But I felt good. I felt like I was floating on the clouds.
Whilst you-
While you're
I was-
playing?
Whilst you were playing?
No,
risky business.
this was after. Yeah, but
doing
before I
this.
play, I do like to have a proper zoot before I smoke. Before I play, yeah.
What does that do? Does that calm you down? What does
Hell,
that do?
yeah. I'll probably get in the zone more, feel the music more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shout out to all the weed smokers in the chat.
No. Is that the best?
Listen, no.
Is that the best way to basically connect to music in the manner in which it is that Iman was asking us question? Do we really know music if it is that we are not on mushrooms or weed?
I think music can, being on weed or whatever, not narcotics, whatever, certain ones can enhance the music. From my opinion,
Yeah.
Yes, I think that.
Narcotics definitely.
Yeah.
Inspires
I do like
something,
smoking and listen to some of my favorite music.
innovation and that. I feel like my brain works better on weed. You know.
Do you smoke regularly?
No. I stopped
Okay,
now.
okay.
Because it keeps popping them down.
It's nothing to do with the weed. To be honest.
okay.
Stop though. Why?
like slowed down. I haven't like quit. I'm never gonna quit weed. I've explained this, but I just don't want to smoke every day and like.
I do
wake
smoke.
and
I do
bake,
smoke every day.
Need weed
You
to
do?
sleep.
Yeah.
Do you think you're addicted?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You're
I don't
honest.
want to.
yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in that space. I don't want to need weed to go to sleep. I don't want to wake up and wake and bake. I don't want to be bored and have nothing to do with my time and go and turn to sit down and just be smoking in the yard and mong that and all that.
Yeah,
See,
that's
I'm
yeah.
constructive
That
to
one's
me.
no. Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I've
definitely
gone
not.
away from. I'm a weed baby. I'm never gonna leave weed like that. You know what I'm trying to say? That there'll be times when you'll see man high and thing, but not like in the right settings, in the right social settings. Like, it's just like a social smoke. I'm not a hardcore smoker anymore.
Okay.
You get me? There you go, man. I'll go Amsterdam and buy it. You get what I'm saying?
Man, I can't wait for the day this becomes legal in the UK.
But it's,
The day it becomes legal in the UK. Like,
but it's mad though, especially when I stop. Yeah.
Yeah, because you start talking. We're all wicked for something that's illegal.
No, when I
if you're supposed to be telling the
stop
friends and
weed,
watching.
yeah, and I smoke it, yeah, I notice how it ramps how my brain ramps up creativity, like thinking.
Yes.
If I
Yeah,
get like,
yeah.
ideas, music, I actually because I've taken myself off it, I'm not doing it. I noticed the difference. Like, yeah, I think like it's for the creative.
Yeah.
You get me? If you're in the artsy world, music and thing, if you want to create stuff or whatever, narcotics is good, man. Obviously not all of them.
yes, not all of them. Definitely not.
Just weed, Paul.
For me, weed, alcohol, and occasionally mushrooms. That's it. Yeah.
Are you sure that's it?
100. 100. In fact, 110. Because being around the music industry, brother, and people, I'm telling you, some of the shit you see.
Sorry, did you
and
say people because I'm a woman? Because he said
Ladies and
brother, then he
gentlemen,
said people.
But you see some mad shit in the music industry, like people like, doing all sorts.
The weirdest thing you've ever seen? Because obviously, I'm guessing you all go to like parties and stuff, like where you have to put masks on and whatnot, and how you.
Oh no, hell no! I don't do none of that. No. Do you want them to masquerade? Huh?
Eyes wide shut.
No, I don't do none of those. No. Brent, don't put words in my mouth, Brent.
But what's the weirdest thing you've seen being behind the scenes like that, man? Don't say any names or everything.
No, the worst thing I've seen was more like rock and roll kind of thing or whatever. Not me myself,
Yeah.
but I've seen. Basically, I shared a green room with a very well-known kind of indie rock band.
Yeah.
And they're kind of they're very, very well known and almost like Arctic Monkeys level.
Yeah.
Well known.
But not Arctic Monkeys.
Not Arctic Monkeys, but
Not
that
Arctic
kind of
Monkeys.
music.
That kind, but
That
not
kind of
Arctic Monkeys.
not Arctic Monkeys, no. And they had a girl backstage, and they were all doing like lines of coke off her back,
On her
and she was
back?
completely naked. Yeah.
When you say back, is in how we say back, or is it back?
On her arse cheeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on her bum cheeks. Yeah, they was all like doing. I mean, I was like, first of all, how do you do that? Because like, then again, she didn't really have a back off like that. So yeah, so it kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. So
That's the weirdest.
that's probably the most like rock and roll weirdest thing I've seen in terms of that. Yeah. So sorry, I thought you're probably thinking something a bit more kind of dramatic.
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah.
Stop indulging, man.
Doing coke because of someone's.
Sorry guys, the outro. Yeah, sorry man. Yeah.
Right, so one more time, say your Instagram, please.
So my Instagram is my name backwards. So ELAW_LUAP.
Love that.
You got a show coming up?
Kind of done my summer
done it
run.
already?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I mean the most. Yeah, on Saturday I was supported Alchemist
Oh, sick.
and Coco, and that was amazing. That was amazing. Yeah,
Well done. That's amazing.
thank you.
But guys, please like the video, subscribe to our channel as well, drop in your group chats, put in your timelines, share the video, all that great stuff. If you would like to send your voice notes and dilemmas in, you can send a voice note, you can send text messages. The number is 075-6484-1073. That is also the number to call if you want to call into the show while we're live. If you would like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace.